When the Cardinal record stood at 0-8 this season, their coach Bud Wilkinson said, "I'm still proud of this team. They give everything they have every time out." Now it's turned around. The comeback Cardinals, they're called, and they're winning. And today they go for a 5th consecutive victory against the Philadelphia Eagles. Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Missouri, a rainy November day. A chill in the air as the Philadelphia Eagles and the St. Louis Cardinals are ready to meet for a second time this season. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Criqui. This is Sonny Jurgensen. The Eagles under Dick Vermeil are very definitely a wild card playoff candidate, but they've got a tough assignment today. The Cardinals aren't going anywhere as far as postseason play, but they're as good right now as any team in the National Football Conference. Any team.
They're loose, Don. As you said, they're not going anyplace, but they're having a lot of fun playing the game now. They're thinking they'd like to win their last 8. They went 0-8. They've won 4. Right now they're very loose. And being a loose football team, they go out and play the game the way it's supposed to be played.
They took Dallas into overtime. Tom Landry, the Dallas coach, said, "We were lucky to win here." The Eagles have had a hard time scoring points lately, and it'll tough today. The Cardinal defense has been awesome. Sacked Joe Theismann of Washington 9 times last week and held the Redskins to 38 yards rushing.
In their last 4 games, they have 20 sacks and 16 turnovers. It shows you what kind of defensive effort they have. They can be the spoilers the rest of the season.
I think what you pointed out, Sonny, is very pertinent. They are very loose. This team is playing its best football right now, has nothing to lose. You see the game conditions. Raining. It has been raining here in St. Louis for the past 3 days. Shows no signs of abating. And there's our officiating crew, headed by referee Pat Haggerty. The Eagles have won the toss, and they will be receiving to start the game. Steve Little, the #1 draft choice of the Cardinals, is going to kick the ball off. He is out of Arkansas, approaches the football, soccer-style kicker, has been a disappointing #1 draft choice. And here come the Philadelphia Eagles as they bring the ball out back across the 25-yard line. And Louis Giamona is going to give the Eagles field position at about the 27. And there is the Eagle offensive backfield. Jaworski, the quarterback. Wilbert Montgomery ready to start again. At running back, the fullback, Mike Hogan. But wait, we have a penalty marker down on the field. The pass catchers, Carmichael, he's the guy they like to go to. Payne has caught only 11. They really have only 1 wide receiver that's been productive. And the best tight end on the Eagles and one of the best in the National Conference, Krefley, is, of course, out, and Osborne is starting in his stead. So the Eagles are called for a clip on the return. And that will set them back now. And they go on offense 1st and 10 inside their 15-yard line. The ball is spotted at the 13. A clipping call on the return of the kickoff. Here comes Payne out wide to the left. Carmichael is also out wide to the left as Jaworski sets his team down. The rain, Sonny, seems to have lessened a little bit now, but it's still coming down.
It is, and it's going to be a big factor. I think it does favor the offense, though, because they know where they're going. The defense has to react.
Jaworski hands off on the first play from scrimmage. Hogan tries the middle, and the Cardinals stop it cold. The defensive front of the St. Louis Cardinals, they play the 3-4. Bob Pollard, Mike Dawson, and John Zook. They've been very good lately. Good linebackers, aggressive and quick. Steve Niels, Eric Williams, Tim Carney, and Mark Aronson. At the corners, Carl Allen and Roger Worley. Worley an all-pro. Allen is suspect. Ken Green and Ken Stone are the safeties. So the Eagles break the huddle after a gain of only 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. The pitch back, and here comes Wilbert Montgomery, breaks the crust. Bob Pollard runs into him, knocks him down at the 18, and a penalty marker is down.
A thing to keep in mind with the left cornerback or the right cornerback, Roger Worley, is that he has broken ribs. He may not play too long. He was going to give it a start and see how long he could play. Number 22 walking in there now to see what the penalty call is.
So the Eagles having some troubles with penalties early in the game. This is their 2nd. We're in the 1st quarter. As the Eagles took the opening kickoff, Giamona ran it back. A clipping call set them back to their 13-yard line. And now a 2nd assessment against Philadelphia will put the ball back at the 7. So Juan Jaworski and the Eagle offense works from a hole.
Holding number 69, offense.
Okay, Pat.
Woody Peoples.
Woody Peoples got called. Bad field position, very important because the ball is hard to protect. Being slippery like this, you have to be very careful with it. They're backed up in a hole. They don't want to make any mistakes here.
And it's now 2nd down and 18, as you see. The Eagles coming into this game with 3 consecutive wins with a 7-5 record, along with Green Bay and Minnesota. They play later today. Atlanta is tied with New Orleans. The Falcons start today at 7-5, and Wilbert Montgomery is hit with a driving shot put on him as he gets to the 10-yard line.
And another penalty, too.
Arneson, 57, the outside linebacker in his 7th year from Arizona, made the hit. He's the best linebacker on the Cardinal team.
Mike Hogan went in motion then too early. You hear the call here.
Illegal motion. Offense. Declined. 3rd down.
Thing they have to the Eagles, you talk about must games, Don. This is a must game because they have Minnesota next week, and following that they have the Dallas Cowboys. So if you have to pick a game, it's a must game for them. If they still want to make the playoffs, it has to be right here in St. Louis today.
You hate to use the term must game, but when you get down to this point in the season, a loss could ultimately knock you out of it if you're in the position of the Philadelphia Eagles. But this team is game, it's aggressive, and playing with a lot of confidence right now as Jaworski looks into the end zone, swings a pass out to Wilbert Montgomery. Footing is treacherous, and the tackling is sure as Eric Williams came up to force the run inside, and Perry Smith, number 45, made the knockdown.
A little screen pass, good call by Philadelphia going back. You see the rush coming in. Jaworski just dumps the ball off to Montgomery, and watch his play. They had rotated up in a zone that side. Smith had the short outside, came up and made the play, defeated the block.
And now Mike Michel, who has a lot of work today, as Mickemeyer is out with the cracked ribs. He'll not play, and Michel will also, in addition to doing the punting, which he's doing now, be the place kicker for Philadelphia. He doesn't hit this punt very well, but it does take an eagle roll, rolls outside the Philadelphia 40, goes out to the 46-yard line of Philadelphia. So the Cardinals get their first possession in good field position. And Sonny, I think there's another flag down.
A lot of flags in the early going. I'm sure they'd like to have the no flags and get this clock running.
And the signal is against the Eagles, an illegal man downfield. It's declined. The Cardinals want to go with that good field position. The Cardinals have really had a high sign on Philadelphia in the recent years. They have beaten Philadelphia 9 straight times, including a 16-10 victory earlier this season when Jim Hart was just brilliant. He was out a game with a bad shoulder, came back against the Eagles, passed for 233 yards in the first half, took the Eagle defense apart. Now apparently they're going to go back and kick it over, Sonny.
Yes, I think I'd like to make them kick the thing over because under these conditions, and I'm sure looking at the films last week, they saw the bad snap that the Eagles had last week, and they put a little excitement back into the kicking game because they missed 2 extra points, had a bad snap. Michel had to go back and give one of the Pele kicks running with the football, so they feel like they can improve that 50-yard line field position.
Well, there's going to be turnovers in this game. It's going to be difficult to hold on to the football with the rain and falling, the wind blowing. The temperature 41, but the gusting winds up to 15 miles an hour bring the chill factor well below that. Now it's going to be 4th down for Philadelphia. The line of scrimmage will be the 12-yard line. So Michel will be back by his goal line when he actually hits the ball. He'll be taking the snap in the end zone.
I'm not sure they didn't call a timeout here. I think they've called a timeout there. Everybody's kind of standing around, having a little conversation. Maybe some problems with the phones again. Last week we had some problems with the phones. They're coming over. Haggerty's standing over talking to the Cardinal bench. Now he makes an appearance. I didn't quite understand that. No timeout. He went over to the bench and had some discussions with the coach. Now they're taking the penalty.
And here is the call.
Man downfield.
I think we were aware of that. That's. I guess they wanted to be sure he was illegal. So, according to one gentleman up here, the referees weren't sure where the ball was originally placed. Now they are. Now it is 4th and 16 as Michel, as you see, backed up in the end zone for Philadelphia. The Cardinals gearing up for a big rush. Now they drop 3 men off. Here's the snap. Wilbert Montgomery had trouble with his footing. We'll see how the Cardinal return men do. This is Gordon Bell, the former Michigan All-American, and actually the resultant second punt gives the Eagles a better defensive position as The Cardinals will start out now at the Eagle 48-yard line.
Well, they gained 2 yards on the play, huh?
So the best return man on the Cardinal team, Willard Harrell, will not play today. He has a sprained ankle. There's no score on the board. In a moment, we'll be back with the Cardinals on offense.
Introducing a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79, with more front seat room, more rear seat room, more window area, and more handling ease than last year's LTD. Plus the power of a V8 engine standard. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
To test drive the all-new LTD on your own roads, see your Ford dealer today.
We're here in the desert to prove how much power and endurance is packed into the Skill cordless 3/8-inch drill and screwdriver. With just one charge, we drilled 199 holes.
200.
And it still has enough muscle to drill through concrete and drive screws into metal with 2-speed trigger for better control. For any tough job at home or anywhere, take along the Skill cordless drill and screwdriver and do it with skill.
Back at Busch Stadium, St. Louis. The Cardinals go on offense for the first time, 1st and 10. Jim Hart is their quarterback. They played one game earlier this season in a driving rain. That was at San Francisco. The Cardinals won at 16-10, and Hart threw exceptionally well. He likes to go to Tilley. He's a sure-handed receiver, almost picked off by the Eagles' Lemaster. Inside linebacker Frank Lemaster had a play on the football, but could not hold on. We'll watch it again.
Good play here by Lemaster. You see him going back very quickly. The Cardinals would like to get something, has to pump. That is the reason. By pumping that way, he brought everybody that way. Lemaster almost had a play on the football. A second quarter score. The New York Giants leading the Buffalo Bills 10-7.
Now it will be 2nd down and 10 for the Cardinals. They set wide receivers to either side and go to the run. Steve Jones takes the football. He blocks, and Wayne Morris runs with the ball. Morris had the most productive game of any Cardinal this season last Sunday. 123 yards. There is Jim Hart, his setbacks. Wayne Morris and Steve Jones. Jim Otis has been injured. Bad ankle. There are the pass catchers. Mel Gray, deep speed. Pat Tilley, not fast, but very quick, elusive, sure-handed. Another little guy, but he can catch the football. The tight end is Chandler. Offensive line, which has been the best at protecting the pass in the recent seasons, has really tightened up this year after a poor start. They give Hart time to unload the ball. It's 3rd down and 8 St. Louis. No score in the first quarter. Hart puts her up. Tilley goes for the football. And again, Hart is unable to make the connection. And so, on consecutive passing plays 3 times, twice, and then the running play by Morris, the Cardinals come up with only 2 yards, and they'll punt the ball back to Philadelphia.
Yes, he lost a handle on that one. You can see him shaking his head come off here. Trying to get the water out of his helmet, I guess. Minnesota leading Green Bay 3-0. And Walter Payton in 16-degree weather has just gone over 5,000 yards for his career.
Mike Wood, free agent punter, is in now to hit the ball for the St. Louis Cardinals. John Shira is back deep for Philadelphia. High punch. Shira's going to let it roll. Takes a Cardinal hop. They'll down it inside the 10-yard line. At the 8, the Cardinals down the ball, so Philadelphia goes in offense for a second time, but again starts off in the hole.
Yeah, field position very bad for him. Again, being backed up, and that's the reason. Good kick.
So right now we have a timeout on the field here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The Eagles will have the ball when we come back.
Introducing a whole new breed of Mustang. The all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance from options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. Mustang for 79, the new breed in 2-door and 3-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where you been? Well, it wasn't easy getting tickets for this game. Hey, Bob. Teddy, I know exactly what I want. I want the biggest steak you've got and a bottle of Lowenbrow. Mistaken, Lowenbrow. Dolan, you're a genius.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Here's to the chef. Here's to the bartender.
Highballin', starring country music singer Jerry Reed and Peter Fonda in a television premiere on the CBS Tuesday Night Movies at 9, 8 Central and Mountain.
Ron Jaworski brings the Eagles out of the huddle. No score on the board. First quarter of play at St. Louis. Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen. The Eagles' second possession. They did not move the ball their first time. Or did the Cardinals when they got it? Jaworski play faking, dumps it off to Wilbert Montgomery. There's a good football play and advances the ball about 7 or 8 yards. Ball's out to the 15-yard line. Good play fake by Jaworski.
Good play, a little check down off the play action fake. You see Montgomery is a man he fakes to, a little hand fake, and he just checks down. Good play. He had receivers downfield, but he didn't want to take the chance having it intercepted. Good safe play, high percentage throw.
Tim Carney was coming on a blitz on the play. The Cardinals throwing some defensive tricks, some stunts, some blitzes at Ron Jaworski. Footing is difficult. They say this is the toughest field in the National Football League to get traction on when you're running one way. The artificial turf has a texture to it that if you're running with it to your back, you get good traction. If you're running with it the other way, you tend to slip. And here comes Montgomery running ahead for the first down.
You saw case in, people were losing their footing in and slipped down, and Montgomery bounces outside and picks up the first down. See, people trying to be very careful with their footing. You see slipping right there, the linebacker, Steve Niels, goes down, and Montgomery just bounces outside and picks up the first down.
And we see here that the kicking bartender from Philadelphia and University of Pennsylvania, Tim Mazzetti, has just hit a 39-yard field goal.
Yes, Atlanta's leading New Orleans 10-7 now in the second quarter.
Anything Atlanta does very important to the Philadelphia Eagles, in that they both come into this 13th week of play with 7-5 records, contending for wild card. Montgomery is hit head-on by the middle guard, Mike Dawson, number 73.
Mike Dawson just defeated the block of Guy Morrison and just came right around and made the play in the backfield.
This telecast is presented by authority of National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited.
Miami is leading the New York Jets 6-3 on 2 Yepremian field goals.
Now Payne and Carmichael come wide to the left. It's second down and 11 for the Eagles. Beautiful run by Wilbert Montgomery, and he's not done yet as he lunges ahead for a couple of more yards. Montgomery picks up 9. He was hit, eluded another tackle. Look at this footwork.
Shows you what kind of runner. He's averaging 93 yards a game. Look at him cut back here. Offensive people know where they want to go, but then he shows you good balance and good strength, leg strength. Watch this blocking here. Good block here by Wade Key. Cuts down Eric Williams. Linebacker forced out of the play that time.
So from 2nd and 11, the Eagles now go to 3rd and a short 3. Actually a little less than 3. Billy Camfield busts the crust, and Camfield gets out across the 35-yard line out to the 39. It's a first down for Philadelphia.
Good looking run, short yardage play here. Camfield coming in, Key coming around, throwing a block right there on Tim Carney. They pick up the first down. Kenny Stone comes over to make the tackle.
The Eagles doubling up in the middle guard, Dawson. They're taking him right out of the play, and then the back is blocking on the linebacker, and those Eagle running backs with their good quickness eluding that first wave and getting ahead for yardage. It's 1st and 10, Philadelphia, no score in the first quarter. Jaworski swings it out to Carmichael. There's a blocker in front. Another well-tuned play by the Philadelphia Eagles as they advance the ball to midfield and get a first down. Jerry Sizemore, the offensive right tackle quickly out of the line in front of Carmichael on a wide receiver screen.
And that also marks number 17. That's 93 straight games. He keeps his streak alive at catching passes. 93 consecutive games. I think he ties Tommy McDonald.
I think you're right, Sonny. Cardinals have a guy. Mel Gray is caught in 71 straight games.
Right.
So the Eagle offense looking sharp and crisp on the second possession, advancing the ball to the 49-yard line of St. Louis. Jaworski going, changing his cadence. Camfield tries to turn wide. You see the water kick up as Camfield loses a yard or two. Knocked down by the strong safety Ken Green, one of the Cardinals' 2 number 1 draft choices.
He made a good play then because he jumped outside of the block. They came in close with a little wing set. Camfield trying to cut off tackle, but you see what the position that Green had. He defeated the block, got outside of Montgomery's block, and made the play. Threw him for a loss. A 1-yard loss sets up 2-yard loss. Second and 12.
Ball at the Eagle 49-yard line. First quarter of play. 7:20 to play in it. No score on the board. This is the best offense we've seen today. Eagles second possession. The Cardinals went nowhere in their first. Jaworski timing pattern in the flat. He's got his man, but the ball is knocked free. Going for the football was Ken Payne. Couldn't hold on as he hit the deck. Covered on the play by the right side cornerback Roger Worley. Carl Allen is another cornerback that they'll be working on.
He slipped that time. Allen slipped, lost his footing. That's one of the conditions. Backing up because of the grain of this AstroTurf here. He's talking with Jim Hart about it. He says one way you slide down, the other way you have pretty good footing.
Jaworski comes into the game having passed for 1,900 yards, 12 touchdowns, been intercepted 12 times, hitting 55% of his throws. Jaworski gets it away. Hogan had the ball, but he was separated from it on a hard hit by 45, Perry Smith.
Boy, what a tough catch he had to make then. It wouldn't have been enough for the first down. Jaworski gets flushed out of the pocket a little bit here from the rush. John Zook right there getting the pressure on him, and he steps back in, makes a throw. Look how high Hogan has to go for the catch. And boy, you got to pay the price it shows. It wouldn't have been enough for the first down anyway. They're going to have to kick it away.
Gordon Bell is back deep now. Michelle ready to punt with much better field position to do it from. He'll hit the ball at about the Eagle 38-yard line. Big rush. Cardinals almost got it. Michelle hits it downfield, not far, but it does take a substantial roll, and that almost was a free football. Perry Smith, ball caromed off his leg, and he fell on it, but the Eagles had a play on it.
Hi, Eric Williams missed the block punt then. Boy, ran right by the punter.
So now, with 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter, the score remains Philadelphia nothing, the Cardinals nothing.
Owens Corning would like to help you understand insulation R values. R stands for resistance to heat flow. It's the right way to measure insulating power, not thickness. Look, it takes about 18 feet of stone to give you an R value of R19, but only 15 inches of wood and 6 inches of this Owens Corning fiberglass insulation. So check for R value. The higher the R value, the greater the insulating power. Want to know about insulation? Ask Owens Corning.
The new Ford Pinto for $79. A new design for a little American workhorse. New up here, new back here, new in here, and it's loaded. Bucket seats, standard. AM radio and electronic ignition, standard. 2.3-liter engine, standard. Electric rear window defroster, standard. Rack and pinion steering, standard. Front disc brakes, standard. At this low price, the spanking new '79 Pinto at your Ford dealer.
Next Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, it's the CBS Sports Spectacular, featuring this week the Professional Karate Association's World Middleweight Championship, matching Steve Shepard and Ernie Hart. And you'll also see competition in the World's Strongest Men. And this week we have the tram pull. That's Saturday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time, the CBS Sports Spectacular. The rain is still falling, but it is much lighter now than it has been. As the Cardinals go on offense for a second time, no score on the board. Running with the ball is Wayne Morris. Powers his way out across the 20-yard line, gets out close to the 25. Gain of close to 6 yards on the play. Berge was on the stop for the Eagles. Sonny?
Second quarter score, the Cleveland Browns, Los Angeles Rams. Cleveland is leading 17-6 in the second quarter. New Orleans has gone ahead of Atlanta now in the second quarter, 14-10. Chuck Muncie on a 28-yard run.
Now with 2nd down and 4 coming up, Jim Hart hands off. Running with the football is Wayne Morris. He gets ahead to the 30. He has a 1st down for the Cardinals. Morris had a big game last week. 182 yards total offense, 123 rushing.
Boy, look at this run. Great run here. Just look at the move he makes.
210-pound fullback in his 3rd year out of SMU. Wayne Morris, number 24. Now the Cardinals go with 3 running backs. They had set in the wishbone. Hart looks in the flat, goes to Mel Gray, eludes one tackler but not another. The play was good for a gain of 6 yards, however, as the ball is advanced to the 36-yard line.
And that's the other man with a streak that he kept alive also, because he makes his first reception of the day. What's that, 72 now
72
for him?
for Mel Gray.
Just a little quick out right here. A little short out. Good pass, because if this man gets a little daylight after catching the thing, he can find that end zone in a hurry. He doesn't get it here because Reggie Wilkes comes over.
Now to live action. Here is the handoff to Morris. Turning upfield. Wayne Morris gets very close to the yard marker he needed for the 1st down. At Buffalo, a halftime score, the Giants leading the Bills 10-7 on a Pizarczyk touchdown pass and a Joe Danello field goal. They call it in Philadelphia the Miracle of the Meadowlands. Development last week in New York, they call it something different.
What a
Projected
play.
the Eagles into a playoff contender. And it almost meant the dismissal of some coaches at New York. It did mean the dismissal of the offensive coordinator. Bob Gibson was fired because of that play call. Handoff goes to Morris. Cardinals now with quick execution off the snap of the ball. Slant blocking, and Morris just comes out of the 3-point and takes off like a sprinter.
Jim Otis is healthy again and could play, but Morris had such a big day at fullback last week. They're going to leave him there, going over the 100 yards for the first time, and he's got 19 yards right now. 76 consecutive games. What'd we say, 72? Why'd you tell me that for?
I think again, the Cardinals go to the run. And the ball is advanced down to the 30-yard line.
Take a look at it. Just a slant, good blocking. Great block by Bob Young then. You see the missed tackle by John Sanders. Everybody in pursuit now. Edwards comes over and makes the tackle. Boy, Morris likes that fullback position because he gets the ball in a hurry and he's getting it going toward the line of scrimmage. A lot of times at halfback, you have to come across the formation. He likes it. You see right now, back to live action. 26 yards on that run preceding that play right here. Short gain here, pickup of about 2 yards.
The Cardinal release says that Mel Gray caught passes in 71 straight games. Now we're told that the Cardinal release is wrong. I'm reading it right off the release that he's caught 7. It is now 76. NFL office says it's 76 consecutive games. So at any rate, the reception to Gray helps the Cardinals advance the football. They're down to the 29-yard line of Philadelphia. There's no score, but the Cardinals start to mount a challenge. Jim Hart takes a drop. He's got time. A penalty marker goes down as he swings the ball out.
Yes, we're going to have a holding call.
Steve Jones caught the ball. He was drilled hard by LeMaster, but the play comes back. A holding call against the Cardinals will set them back 10 yards.
See if we can find this holding call here. See Hart going back. Good view from behind the quarterback. No holding yet. I didn't see it. Little screen to Steve Jones. And boy, did he get nailed. LeMaster really comes over and makes a hit on him.
So that takes the Cardinals out of field goal range. The ball is spotted now back to the Eagle 39-yard line.
Oh, Mr. Haggerty's having some problems.
And so we now have second down coming up, second down and 18 for the St. Louis Cardinals. 3 minutes and a second to play in the first quarter, no score on the board. Cardinals break the huddle there as Jim Hart, signed as a free agent in 1966 out of Southern Illinois. He's been to the Pro Bowl the last 4 years. Hart with a good quick drop, searching downfield as he goes back. Here is a throw. The ball is tipped away by LeMaster. They're going to Pat Tilley, who they say is as good as there is catching the ball when the weather's bad.
Boy, good linebacker drops this time. We're looking at it from behind Hart again. You see the linebackers getting back in position. Look how deep LeMaster is. The ball was accurately thrown, but LeMaster played it well.
You know, it's interesting. We saw Frank LeMaster at a restaurant last night, and Sonny Jurgensen said to him, you better have a good deep drop against Hart, and that's just what he had there.
He did, and he also said he had to go to a meeting. I said, wait a minute, the meeting's at 9 o'clock. He says, no, linebackers have to meet at 8:15. So the linebackers had to get early and work on their drops, I guess.
Well, it worked that time as Hart will be challenging them all day. It's now third down and 18. Eagles coming with a three-man rush, keeping a lot of people back, broken up nicely. Oh, a penalty marker comes in. I have to disagree with that call. Bob Howard looked to me like he played the ball.
Take a look at it. The ball hung up.
No.
Hart loses control of the ball a little bit in the throw. The ball hangs on him. You see the ball go up in the air. It's whether or not Howard makes contact before the ball gets there or not. It's like he's trying to go for the football. Bobby Howard called for the penalty.
Does he not have a right to make a play on the ball?
He can go through the man. That's the thing they're calling. Mr. Haggerty is having some problems with his field mic.
And in that last play, the Eagles had a problem with Mr. Haggerty as the Cardinals now have a first down at the 20-yard line. No score, but the Cardinals with the challenge here is Wayne Morris running wide. Good pursuit by the Eagles as they knock down Wayne Morris at the 17-yard line and pick up a 3.
Entire game's been played in the Eagle half of the field, just about, except after that one punt went down. Eagles would like to get it out of here.
Rain seems to have stopped now. Temperature in the high 30s here at St. Louis. Jim Hart with a 2nd and 7 goes again to the run. Free football. The Cardinals have it at the 15-yard line.
Well, that thing stayed out there a long time. Terry Steve comes up with a fumble recovery. Ball on the ground a long time, and very alertly Steve dives on it. That could be a big play, keeping them in field goal range. Still in possession of the football. 3rd down and about 5.
3rd and 5 is what it is. Terry Steve, one of the guards on the right side, whose play has improved enormously. Deerdorf, the right tackle, might be the best tackle in football, 72. Hart takes a look into the end zone. And the Eagle coverage is strong. They had the wide receivers corded off, could not get to the ball. And so the field goal unit of the St. Louis Cardinals comes out. Jim Bakken is the field goal kicker, the 2nd leading scorer in National Football League history. 1,367 points. He has played in 230 straight games, but this year he has not been an overly effective field goal kicker. From this distance he's strong, but on the long ones he's been ineffective. Bakken in his 15th year in the league. Roger Worley holds. Here's the snap and the set down. Plenty of distance, and he's got it up and through. And so, with 1 minute and 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter, the Cardinals put up the first points of the game on the field goal by Jim Bakken. It's 3-0. We'll be back at St. Louis in a moment as the Eagles get their 3rd possession of the game.
For those parents who realize that $600 isn't too much to spend to expand their child's world, Radio Shack has the perfect gift. TRS-80 computer, the most significant investment a parent can make. Programs for your child's education or your business, finance, and home use. Let your children discover tomorrow's technology today. The TRS-80, the biggest name in little computers. Only at Radio Shack. A Tandy company.
Hey, listen, if you're a mild-mannered soul like me, Dick Butkus, you'll really go for a Ford van. Because this baby's built tough. With tough body-on-frame construction, cushioned by rubbered mounts. And Ford's out-front engine design means easy move-around room inside. So Ford's the right game plan, whether you're working it or just going out to play games. Right, Coach?
Right, Dick.
That's my kind of coach.
Ford's got all kinds of vans right now at your Ford dealers.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the World Welterweight Full Contact Karate Championship and more. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Next Saturday and Sunday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, it's the Mixed Team Golf Championships. Participants include Hollis Stacy and Jerry Pather, the defending champions, Nancy Lopez and Curtis Strange, Donnie Young and Lee Trevino, and more. That's next Saturday and Sunday, Mixed Team Golf Championships on CBS. Little squibs the ball downfield. Eagles have some trouble picking it up. Finally, Billy Campfield does and gets a good return. Campfield does a full gainer out to the 30-yard line, and the Eagles go back on offense, 1st and 10.
Well, what a tackle that time by Tom Mullen. Cleveland still leading the Los Angeles Rams 17-9 in the second quarter. Frank Carl had a 27-yard field goal. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading the Chicago Bears 3-0 in the first quarter.
Try to figure Tampa Bay out and you're good. Unpredictable. They can be tough.
Or they play some defense.
Bell is out. Ricky Bell, a great runner. It is 1st and 10 for the Philadelphia Eagles at the 30. Cardinals lead the game 3-0 on a Bakken field goal. Hamfield tries to turn upfield, gets to the 31, and it would appear, at least from the early form, that if the Eagles are to move the ball for any distance and to get in scoring range, they're going to have to put it up because the Cardinals are shutting down the run. They completely stopped Washington's running game last week. As we mentioned at the outset, held the Redskins to 38 yards. Bud Wilkinson, 62 years old, the oldest coach in the National Football League and the newest.
Which one is he?
Bud is the man with the red jacket and the hood on, along with other 15 people with red jackets and hoods on.
Bundle up. Look at this halftime score. The Saints leading the Atlanta Falcons 14-10.
It's now 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Carmichael set to the left. He's against an all-pro Roger Worley. Jaworski with a good drop. Takes a look. Unloads. Long, a man is open, but the ball is underthrown. Charlie Smith running a fly pattern and turning out. Had the defense soundly beaten. Jaworski did not have enough on the ball. So the Eagles come up short, but we'll see that again, I think.
Difficult throw for Jaworski. He kind of moved to the left in his pocket and then had to throw the ball back away, way over to his right. Smith had come in on a post pattern, went back to the corner. It was hard to judge what kind of angle he was going to come out running the corner pattern. Tough throw for Ron.
Now the Eagles come out of the huddle with 3rd down and 10, so the Cardinals are reading pass. They drop their safeties way back. They're doubling up on the outside receivers. The Eagles have 3 in the game right now. And the linebackers threatening a blitz. Jaworski takes a drop. He looks. Unloads. He's got his man. Ron Jaworski makes the connection to Harold Carmichael. He caught the ball across the 40. Let's see where they spot the ball. Looked like he had enough for a first down. Then they drove him back. They're going to give Carmichael the first down reception. They're going to mark it across the 40. Beautifully executed.
Good pass protection here. You see the trick in the defensive line. Pollard coming through, goes on the ground. That allows Jaworski to throw the ball. You see where he did catch it. It was a good call. He was across the line when he made the reception. Kenny Green puts him down.
So a big 3rd down play for the Philadelphia Eagles as the first quarter comes to an end. The end of the first quarter, the score, the Cardinals 3 and the Philadelphia Eagles nothing.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special. The beer will pour.
Hey, you got here early. Al, 2 more Lowenbrow. Lowenbrow. Well, isn't that what regional sales managers drink? Yes, man. You got it. I got it. You got it.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
Congratulations, Big Shot.
And I suppose you're going to forget your friends now.
Probably.
Let it be Lowenbrow.
At Pioneer, we don't build a high-fidelity receiver the way some of our competitors do. Instead of a pressboard bottom, our SX780 has a metal one that limits interference. It has power meters and a DC power supply for richer bass. It's things like this that have made Pioneer #1 among people who care about music. And isn't that why you buy high-fidelity components? Because you care about music? Pioneer's SX780.
Come fly with me, let's fly away.
Come fly with me in one magnificent flying machine, the 79 Thunderbird. I love its luxurious cockpit. Fly with a V8 engine.
Power steering and power brakes, all standard. Glide in great style with wrap-over roof and opera windows at a down-to-earth sticker price.
79 Thunderbird. What a way to fly at your Ford dealers.
Back at St. Louis, the young ladies are dancing. The Cardinals are leading 3-0. The Eagles just got a big third down play for a first down. They have the ball just across their 40.
Talking about some messed up hairdos. Where those girls came out in all that rain.
Gotta like to dance to be out there today. Swing pass goes to Charlie Smith. And Smith does well to get ahead for yardage. That Sizemore can really get out in front of a play. Great big offensive tackle. He blasted. And Charlie Smith worked off the block to get ahead for 6 yards. It'll be second down now, and 3, actually a gain of 7 yards on the play.
Bob Pollard made a good play then, the defensive end. He didn't practice throughout the week because they were concerned about his play. He was out last week. Bobby Bell went down with an injury. They were very thin at defensive end position, and he made a good play then.
Second and 3 Eagles. Whoop. Wade Key, the left guard, left early. So instead of second and 3, it's going to be second down and 8.
Well, that's an understatement. Left early. Boy,
He's 10 yards downfield.
Yeah, he was. He could go back in the huddle and say, look, Jaworski, I was open. Hit me.
Well, we know it was a running play. I think it was probably going to go over Wade Key.
Oh, we got to hear this. Go ahead, Pat. Tell us who it. Come on now. I hope he has his microphone fixed now. Oh, where is it now? No, it's right there.
Due to technical difficulties.
Yeah. There it is.
Illegal procedure is the call against Wade Key of the Philadelphia Eagles. Cleveland leading the Rams 17-9 at the half. Now it's second down and 8 for Philadelphia. Jaworski with a deep drop. Rolling, looking. He's going to get hit. Ron Jaworski knocked down at the 37-yard line. So that'll bring up third down and about 15 to go for the first down. Bob Pollard, number 82, the left end, was through along with the middle guard, Mike Dawson.
You watch Pollard on the end of the line right here. Jerry Sizemore blocking on him. Pollard comes outside because Jaworski's coming outside. You see him slipping a little bit. Then Dawson, Pollard. Oh, everybody's there. And Ron Jankowski.
You know, for so long, Sonny, it was axiomatic that to be a good quarterback, you had to drop straight back and stay in the pocket. Now we see more and more teams going to that rollout.
Hey, with the rush here under, I don't blame them. I would have rolled out too if I could have.
Now the Cardinals go to 4 down linemen on 3rd and 15. And with a 4-man rush, deep zone drop in the secondary. Jaworski looks, takes off. And Ron Jaworski is run down by Jankowski. Ron Jankowski gets Ron Jaworski.
Well, he makes a good play here. Watch this. You see what that quarterback is taking a look at. Big white shirts coming at you. You see the rush by Pollard. He sees a little daylight. Campfield had fallen down. Jankowski makes a play there. And Dawson goes over the top. Almost a roughing call. But he kind of just glancing. A little glancing blow.
Just a little kiss. Michelle now in the game to punt for a third time for Philadelphia. Standing back, gets the snap at his 25. Another big rush, and Michelle hits the ball very well. And he forces a fair catch from Gordon Bell of the Cardinals back at the St. Louis 21-yard line. So there the Cardinals go on offense 1st and 10. We have 12:46 to play in the first half. And St. Louis leads the game 3-0 on a Jim Bakken field goal. That punt, a 41-yarder, and as you see, no return. We'll be back in a moment.
My wife got the house, but I got the Sony.
Darn. I thought they were going to give me a Sony.
Most people feel very special about Sony Trinitron Color TVs, probably because Sony Trinitron Color TVs are very special. You see, it's not just a TV, it's a Sony.
I hope he's not disappointed. I think he was expecting a Sony.
On American Airlines, you get what you pay for. As a full-fare passenger, only you can select a seat when you make your reservation. You can select seats for your whole trip, including connections and your flight back home. And you can get all your boarding passes at once to avoid all those lines. On American, you finally get the full-fare treatment you deserve. You get what you pay for.
We're American Airlines, doing what we do best.
Miami needing a victory very badly to stay in the thick of things in the AFC, leading the New York Jets by a 6-3 score at the Orange Bowl. The Vikings on a field goal out in front of Green Bay, 3-0. And Chicago also a 3-0 leader over Chicago in the second period at Soldier Field. Tampa Bay up in front 3-0 over the Chicago Bears. Running with the football, here comes a handoff. Steve Jones ran with the ball, got out across the 20-yard line and out to the 22, a pickup of 2 yards on the play.
And Berge and Reggie Wilkes there to meet him. Bill Berge, when you're going to get around the football, here's a man that knows how to get around it. See him right here. Diagnosing the play, moving to it before any blockers could get to him.
Wayne Morris running high with the ball into the right side of the Eagle defense, gets the ball out across the 25 and out close to the 28-yard line. It bring up third and short yardage for the Cardinals. Talk about little things like motion penalties. The one on Wade Key really cost the Eagles that last drive. Recall they had the ball 2nd and 3, and that took them out of it. Went to 2nd and 8 and fell back, and now the Cardinals have the football back. You see the all-time statistics of Jim Hart.
The Jets have gone in front of Miami 10-6 in the third quarter. Darnell Powell on a 3-yard run.
Dropping to throw is Hart. In the flat, he goes to Mel Gray, and Gray is out across the 40, out to the 44-yard line of St. Louis. He has a first down.
All right, good throw this time. What just got himself set real well. It's the reason he made an accurate throw. He got his feet set, and you have to do that on a slippery day with a surface slippery as it is.
Cardinals have 2 of the most productive pass catchers in the league at either flank. Pat Tilley came into the game with 44 receptions, 16 yards a catch. Mel Gray has now caught 43 passes this season, averaging over 20 yards a catch. Jim Hart takes a look, home run ball, going deep. Mel Gray going for the football, the coverage is there. And the coverage is good by Bob Howard. Sanders comes over, protests that Howard was interfered with by the offense.
He got bumped a little bit. I think you're saying no harm. It would have been out of bounds anyway if he had intercepted it. Kansas City's leading San Diego 3-0. Howard had excellent position that time.
See Jim Hart's all-time record against the Philadelphia Eagles, 15-3.
They've won 11 out of the last 12.
And 9 in a row. And right now the Cardinals are leading the game 3-0. Here's the call.
Holding on who?
Well, they get a break today. They don't call any numbers when the mic doesn't work. Play would have come back anyway, even if he hit Mel Gray with the ball. So there's a holding call against the Cardinals, sending the ball back to the St. Louis 33-yard line. It brings up first down and 20 now.
I think that was on Dan Dierdorf, number 72. I read his lips.
Dan's a big guy, 300 pounds. Ron McDowell said you can't see the quarterback when he's in front of you. Here's a throw. And the ball is good for a gain of 9 yards. The completion out to the 40-yard line. On the play was the tight end Al Chandler, but that still brings up long yardage for the Cardinals. It'll be second down and about 12.
Take a look at Bill Berge looking for Al Chandler, but then he goes on into his zone coverage. Chandler finds the open spot. Berge comes back and makes the tackle.
That wasn't a typical Jim Hart pass. That thing was coming in end over end.
It's a little difficult to grip.
Got there, though. Here's a timing pattern to Pat Tilley. He gets popped. Herman Edwards put a stick on him. And that'll bring up third down and 12 now for the Cardinals. Bought their 40-yard line.
Either that pass also was behind Tilley, and Hart was very upset about throwing the ball badly, but it's difficult to come out and throw that thing and to get a good grip on the football.
So now the second quarter clock shows 10 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the half. Cardinals leading on a first quarter field goal by Jim Bakken. Cardinals again go to that wishbone backfield. Chandler now comes out of the up back formation, goes to his tight end position, throwing different looks at the Eagle defense. Hart has time. A good reception by Chandler. Working hard, did not get the first down. He's going to be 2 or 3 yards short of it at midfield. And so the Cardinal punter comes out.
It's strange that Al Chandler would go down and hook up, same type of pattern. Why I say it's strange is because he didn't get enough for the first down. Why not get the necessary yards and then hook up? But he comes up 2 yards short.
Did well to catch the ball, though. Hard thrown ball, but he pointed out he comes up a couple of yards short, and so Shira drops back deep now for the Philadelphia Eagles to receive the punt. And there is Woods. That's the up back that's going to block. Woods is the Cardinal punter. Hits a high punt downfield. Shira takes it. He'll return it. Good move by John Shira. He's in open field, and then he is tripped up and goes all the way out to the 38-yard line.
Safe. Boy, he wanted to go all the way.
Didn't he? And almost did. So the Eagles get the ball back, trailing in the game 3-0. There is a Cardinal down on the field.
My old buddy Jim was a great umpire. He was quick on his feet. He's got eyes like an eagle.
I'm still quick because I don't get filled up. I drink light beer from Miller. Light tastes great. It's less filling. It's got a... What's it say?
Here you go, Jim. Try those.
Oh, yeah. A third less calories than a regular beer. Hey, you're Boog Powell. Hey.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Americans have always had a love affair with the automobile. And of the more than 2,500 different cars introduced, one was the best-selling ever. This one, Ford Fairmont. Presenting Fairmont 79. Designed for a changing world, with lots of room for the money. A great EPA mileage estimate for today's driving, and a range of sticker prices that are surprisingly low. America has made Fairmont the best-selling new car ever introduced. Sedans, wagons, and the exciting Futura at your local Ford dealer.
Next Saturday, see Tom Weisskopf, Nancy Lopez, and other top touring pros in the Mixed Team Championship of Golf. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
With Sonny Jurgensen, this is Don Key back at Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Eagles have the ball after a fine punt return by John Shira.
I think the injured player is Perry Smith. Watch Shira here. He didn't go behind the wall. The people covering had difficult time changing directions. And watch Shira gets tripped up, and look at the slide. You see the conditions and how much water is in that surface.
So now it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their 38-yard line. Cardinals lead the game 3-0. We have 9:45 to play in the first half. A new look from the Eagle offense as Osborne, the tight end, goes into a slot. Leads the blocking, but it's to no avail. Hogan turning back the other way, loses yardage. Dawson made the hit along with Tim Carney, number 56. So the Cardinals continue to shut down the run.
Neither team having any success running ball except for the good run by Wayne Morris earlier. You see Osborne coming in trying to make the block, could not make the block on Dawson. Hogan tries to bounce out and come back out of it, and in doing so loses more yardage.
On 2nd and 13, Jaworski sends his two wide receivers off to the right flank. Charlie Smith and Harold Carmichael. Takes the drop, swings off. Hogan has the ball. Peoples is out in front. Hogan outruns one tackler and gets ahead for a first down. An extremely well done play by the Philadelphia Eagles. On long yardage, they get the big gainer.
Yes, this is instead of a quick screen, this is a delayed screen.
It's been their
and
best
you
play.
see, because of the long yardage situation, the linebackers were back. Allen finally knocks him out of bounds. Watch the action of Ron Jaworski right here, looking left, acting like he wants to go that way. And when he sees the rush, he dumps the ball off. A lot of running room, people out in front. Woody Peoples out in front of Hogan, and he picks up the necessary yards for the first down.
You recall they had a good gain on a Carmichael on a similar play early, triggering the ball out quickly in the flank, getting the offensive blocker in front. Now the Eagles hit the ball on the Cardinal side of the field. Here's it, Mike Hogan, breaking free, and he's not done yet as Hogan's ahead for 14 yards and a first down. The Eagles start to rip it open now.
Just when everybody's having trouble running the football, they throw the little screen, they come back, then they find the running room. Kenny Stone missing the tackle right then.
The big block, though, by the offensive center, Guy Morris. He took the middle guard of the Cardinals, Mike Dawson, out of the play. Morris at center for the Eagles, Wade Key and Woody Peoples the guards, Dan Walters and Jerry Sizemore the tackles. See, Hogan had a big game last time out against the Cardinals. 1st and 10 as the Eagles might be mounting a challenge now. They're down to the 36-yard line of St. Louis. Wilbert Montgomery, who had trouble with an ankle earlier, he was out for a while. That ankle that's been recurring, the ankle problem, had him out for about most of the first quarter, but now he's back in.
Good day for New York football. Both the Jets and the Giants have 17 points. The Jets leading Miami 17-6. The Giants leading Buffalo 17-7. Both of those games are in the third quarter.
Now the ball's advanced down to the 33-yard line. Sonny, they're really getting the ball out well on the flanks.
All right, that's it. I think the way to run on this stuff is to get outside where you're going to make people change directions.
Timing pattern going for the ball is Smith. He had it. The ball was to him. He should have caught the ball. Eric Williams was coming on a blitz against Jaworski, but Jaworski still stood in, triggered the ball, and Charlie Smith could not hold on.
Jaworski knew that it was going to be a blitz. You see right then, Hogan didn't quite get a good piece of
right
the blitzer,
there.
but Smith should have made the reception, and Allen had his back to him. He was up playing the bump and run because of the blitz.
So now let's see what the Eagles go to as they have third down coming up. 3rd and 7. The ball at the 33-yard line of the Cardinals. St. Louis in the lead, 3-0 second quarter. 7:14 to play in the half. Cardinals shift around on defense, giving Jaworski something to think about. Here's a blitz. It's picked up nicely. Jaworski has time. Here's the throw. It's complete for a first down to Carmichael at the 22-yard line. Good blocking. They pick up the blitz. Watch the back hammer the linebacker coming in. There's the hit by Hogan.
Good pass protection. The receiver he wanted to go to fell down, and he comes back as a secondary receiver. And you see he just got it around Kenny Stone then and found Carmichael, settled down in the middle of it. Jaworski is now 7 of 11 for 66 yards, and Carmichael 93 consecutive games. That's quite a streak going.
Ties Tommy McDonald, your old teammate. And now Jaworski on first down has time. He looks, here's the rush. He gets away from it, throws on the run. Touchdown Eagles! Charlie Smith makes it count this time as he goes to his knees, and Jaworski continues to drill the ball on the money. And the Eagles take the lead 6-3.
This is the type of play. He's trying to throw left, can't find anybody, comes out of the pocket, and then a smart receiver that Charlie Smith is comes back outside. That wasn't his original pattern. He comes out, makes the reception for the touchdown. Take a look at Jaworski again. You see him looking left where he wants to go, comes back. He was going to throw the post pattern. The rush forced him out. Smith very alertly goes back outside and makes a reception for the touchdown.
So with Shira holding, the extra point is drilled up and good by Michelle. Stanford place kicker, and the Philadelphia Eagles on a well-executed, sustained drive take the ball downfield. And with 6:19 left to play in the first half, Philadelphia takes the lead 7-3 on the Jaworski throw to Charlie Smith.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find.
You'll be saying thanks, Delco, too.
Such a simple miracle. In every glass of Gallo Premium wine, like Hearty Burgundy, you can see the sun because Gallo cares. In every glass, you can see the good earth because Gallo cares. In every glass, the round and lovely grape because Gallo cares. You can see and taste the care that Ernest and Giulio Gallo take. Go with the good wine. Go with Gallo Hearty Burgundy.
The Philadelphia Eagles, a well-prepared football team, execute different plays, carry off a 62-yard drive, the culmination, the Jaworski throw to Charlie Smith for the touchdown. Now they lead the game 7-3. Coming up with the ball is Lee Nelson. And down to make the play for the Philadelphia Eagles was Mike Osborne, number 57. And so the Cardinals go back on offense, 1st and 10. The rain has stopped here in St. Louis, but as you're pointing out, Sonny, the field is still very wet.
Very wet. We saw when Shara slid a little earlier how much water's on that field. Right before the game, they were dragging it, trying to get with squeegees, trying to get all the water off. Had a lot of puddles. You don't see any puddles now, but there's still a lot of water.
So Jim Hart now looking to get the Cardinal offense moving. Fires in the flat, going for the football is Mel Gray. That has been his prime target in this game so far. Gray steps out of bounds across the 30-yard line at the 31. Regional action on CBS next Sunday in the National Football League. Atlanta plays the Bengals at Cincinnati. Green Bay is at Tampa Bay. The Rams and the Giants meet in the New Jersey Meadowlands. Detroit plays at St. Louis. The Eagles go up to Bloomington, Minnesota for a big one against the Vikings. And the 49ers play at New Orleans. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Eagles shut down the run. Here's a penalty marker down. We might have a clip or else a face mask.
Yep, we're going to get a face mask and call.
Dick Vermeil looks like a duck hunter today. Got his foul weather gear going. Will be against the Eagles after they defense the play very well and knock down the run. The defensive penalty resulting in a first down for the St. Louis Cardinals. John Ralston, who you saw with Vermeil on the sideline, had an interesting observation about Vermeil. He said he's another Tom Landry, that he'll be in the league for 15 or 20 years. Ralston says of Vermeil, he has a brilliant football mind. He sets standards that are mandatory. The players respect him, the coaches respect him.
There was a face mask call on Carl Harrison this time, and Morris makes a good run. Picks up enough for the first down. It's going to be close.
Wayne Morris, sure of foot, on an off track, busts ahead for another Cardinal first down.
As a man, every time he has the football, he gives you 100%. LeMaster plays it pretty good. You see Sanders coming up making the play. It's very close to being a first down. I think they're going to measure for it.
They have spotted the ball at the 47. And it is a first down now for the Cardinals. We're told by our producer, Bob Rowe, that the reason we're not getting the officials' calls on the microphone as we usually do is because of the heavy rainfall earlier. Something shorted out.
Wayne Morris is on his way to another 100-yard day. He has 65 yards already and 10 carries. We're still in the second quarter.
Now the Cardinals go back to the run. Steve Jones takes a hard hit, still drives ahead for 3 yards, advances the ball to the Cardinal 49-yard line. The clock runs in the second quarter. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the half. Eagles 7, Cardinals 3.
Kansas City leading San Diego 10-0 in the second quarter.
How about Dallas, Sonny? Looks like they're gearing up for another run to the Super Bowl.
I think that was a little obvious on Thursday, wasn't it?
Redskins limped home from that one. Here's a good defense play by the Eagles. Coming up to make the tackle was Carl Hairston, number 78, a guy who the Eagles defensive coordinator, Marion Campbell, says plays the run better than any defensive end in the league.
Take a look at this. He's outside here on the right. He just plays off the block of Keith Wortman and just makes the play. He read the play perfectly.
Loss on the play, third down and about 11.
He just kind of threw Wortman aside, and Wortman is 6'2", 262.
Ken Clark is in the game as the middle guard for the Eagles. Len Burnham is in as the right tackle. Eagles changing people on defense. Here is the big rush. Throw by Hart. It's complete. Wayne Morris doing a big job catching the ball. And he got up and moved some more, very close to a first down.
What a play he makes. But here's where the great presence of mind. He get up and get the necessary yards for the first down. He may not have picked up the first down, or he made a vain effort to get it.
On fourth down, the crowd yells to the Cardinal coaches, go for it.
I think they are.
They are indeed. They send in a second tight end. Eason Remsen comes in the game along with Al Chandler. So with the Eagles leading 7-3, the Cardinals go for it on fourth down at the Eagle 44. Handoff, Morris. He got there. Or did he? Let's see where they are. He's got it. It is a first down for the Cardinals as the clock now shows 3 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first half. The Eagles leading the game 7-3.
Hey, here's a team taking a gamble like this out on their 43-yard line with nothing to lose, as you said earlier in the broadcast, and that is that, hey, where are they going? They don't have anything to lose. They took a nice gamble there, and it paid off for them.
Wayne Morris, the man who carried for the first down, has now carried 166 times consecutively without a fumble. Again, they go to the run. This time it's Steve Jones countering against the Eagle defense. He slides down inside the 40-yard line, a pickup of 4.
The Green Bay Packers are leading Minnesota for that first spot in that NFC Central Division. They lead them 7-3 in the second quarter. Turdell Middleton had a 1-yard run for their touchdown.
Turdell can get it done. He's been scoring a lot of touchdowns. In the third quarter at Orchard Park, New York, the Bills have come back now on a Roland Hook score and trail the Giants 17-14. Running with the ball is Jones, and he is cut down hard. Berge filling from the middle linebacker position. A driving tackle, the knockdown of the 36-yard line. It'll bring up third down and 4. Reggie Wilkes, Frank LeMaster, Bill Berge, and Ray Phillips backing the line for the Eagles, with Bob Howard and Herman Edwards at the corners, Logan and Sanders the safeties. The clock is winding down now to 2 minutes, and we'll have a timeout as Hart sets his team in the huddle at their leisure, waiting for the whistle to blow. There it is. We have the 2-minute warning here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The Cardinals took a first quarter lead on a Jim Bakken field goal. Then the Eagles came back on a 7-play drive covering 62 yards. The payoff end, Jaworski to Charlie Smith for the go-ahead touchdown.
I'm a newsman. I've got to look good and feel comfortable every day. So I wear shirts made of natural blend fabric. 60% cotton for great cotton comfort. Sears calls them perma-pressed. No iron, they just tumble dry and look good all day. See, my wife will do anything for me.
Except iron her shirts.
When you're looking for comfort, look for the seal of cotton. The more cotton, the better you feel.
Ford introduces a new wagon for the American road. The all-new LTD Country Squire for $79. A new wagon with more driver convenience, more handling ease, more window area, and more passenger room than last year's Country Squire.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
The all-new Ford LTD Country Squire for $79. See it at your Ford dealer now.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
We've had a very competitive, hard-hitting football game here at St. Louis. You see 2 minutes left to play in the first half. The Cardinals right now are moving the ball. The Eagles, they lead the game by a 7-3 score. This is Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen. Temperature in the high 30s here in St. Louis. We had rain right up and through the first quarter. It has stopped now, but it is a wet field they're playing on. Both teams with very diverse offenses, mixing plays. Here's Hart looking to throw. Blitz against them, they pick it up. Downfield, a man is open, intercepted. The ball is picked off by the Eagles. Coming back with it is John Sanders. He loses the ball. Out of bounds is the Eagles football. John Sanders picked it off. There was a Cardinal wide open, and Sanders, the free safety, positioned himself, moved in front of the would-be receiver, and intercepts for the Eagles to stop the drive.
Jim Hart gets good protection here, but he does not see John Sanders. He sees this man breaking free. Pat Tilley it was. Sanders came from the other side, dropped in the middle as a center fielder, and Gray forces a fumble here.
But the ball goes out of bounds before the Cardinals can get it back, so the Eagles have the football.
For those parents who realize that $600 isn't too much to send to expand their child's world, Radio Shack has the perfect gift. TRS-80 computer, the most significant investment a parent can make. Programs for your child's education or your business, finance, and home use. Let your children discover tomorrow's technology today. The TRS-80, the biggest name in little computers. Only at Radio Shack, a Tandy company.
Introducing Hertz takeoff rates. Save up to 35% on the average weekday rental when you take off Thursday through Sunday for a minimum of 2 to 3 days. Take off in a subcompact for only $13.95 a day. Fairmont's $15.95. Granada $17.95. Thunderbird's $21.95 a day. All with no charge for mileage. There are some restrictions, so check with Hertz. Take off next weekend with Hertz low takeoff rates.
The Eagles have just stopped the Cardinal threat. A fine interception by Sanders. He positioned himself, took in the football thrown by Hart. Eagles now the ball. 1st and 10 at their 31, and they lead the game 7-3. Time winding out in the first half here at Busch Stadium. Jaworski at quarterback has played a superb football game, throwing well in the rain. This time he dumps it out to Wilbert Montgomery. Wilbert is a dancer, but cannot get back to the line of scrimmage as the Cardinals get laterally out in front and shut down the would-be carrier. No gain.
Kansas City really doing a job on San Diego today. They lead 17-0 in the second quarter. Jaworski is now 9 out of 14 for 87 yards.
I think the Eagles are going to play it conservatively now, looking to take their winnings to the locker room through the first 2 quarters of play.
Their winnings?
Well, 7-3.
That's winning.
That ain't losing. Jaworski again with the long count. He's been going with that all game. To the run, nothing there.
I'll tell you what's there.
Zook.
John Zook is there, waiting for Wilbert Montgomery. Oh, what a play he makes.
Mike Dawson on the play along with Zook. Now the Cardinals call a timeout as the Eagles have 3rd down and 14 coming up.
Take a look at this last play. Watch John Zook from the top of your screen. Just knife in there. He just defeated the tackle's block of Stan Walders. Couldn't block down and get him, pick him up. And he knifed in and made the tackle in the backfield.
I tell you, to be very objective, the Eagles are a very well-coached football team. They're prepared well in a lot of different areas. That secondary pass coverage has been tough. This is one of the best throwers in the league, and they've had position on the Cardinal receivers. There is no shortage of action on CBS movies this week. Tuesday, a motorcycle wild man, an ex-trucker, and a gutsy gal take on a vicious gang of hijackers in the television premiere of Highballin', starring Peter Fonda and Jerry Reed. Wednesday, show adventure that will stir your heart. One of the most popular movies ever made, Billy Jack.
Billy Jack.
Billy can part your hair with his right foot. That karate kick going. Dick Vermeil, of course, is the head coach of the Eagles. Fred Bruni, former Ohio State player, coaches the defensive secondary. The defensive coordinator is Marion Campbell. Chuck Clausen works with the defensive line. Dick Corey, the wide receivers. Bill Davis, the tight ends. Ken Iman, former Los Angeles Rams center, works with the offensive line, the special team. Bill McPherson's with the linebackers. Dwayne Putnam with the offensive line, and John Ralston, the offensive coordinator. While a former Cardinal great, Johnny Rowland, works with the offensive backs. Jaworski takes a look. Big rush against him. He sets himself, throws the ball, almost intercepted by Jankowski.
Oh, what a play that would have been. Oh, what a play that Ron Jankowski made then to get himself over in front of Jaworski. He had Wilbert Montgomery running wide open. You see the rush coming in. You see the little loop coming around. Bob Pollard flushes him out of the pocket. He comes outside. He looks like he can just dump the ball off now to Montgomery. Jankowski goes up in front of him and almost comes up with an interception.
So now the second quarter clock shows 37 seconds to play as Mike Michel is in to punt for a fourth time. You see his average. He's hit the ball well in adverse conditions. The Cardinals are going to go for a block. They're coming hard. Michel gets it away. It's going to be a spinner, a hopper. Eagles are down to cover. There'll be no return. As Michel again does his job well against a big rush, the ball is down at the Cardinal 33-yard line. And St. Louis comes out on the field. Jim Hart with 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Sonny?
28 seconds. You got some speed burners when Gray, you can be sure that the Eagles will just be backing off. 38-yard punt that time. Good punt, though. He just did a good job getting that thing away under the rush.
The Eagles lead the game 7-3. They scored on a touchdown throw, Jaworski to Charlie Smith in the second quarter, after the Cardinals had taken a first quarter lead on a Jim Bakken field goal. Cardinals have 2 timeouts remaining. Swing pass. Wayne Morris has the ball, does not get out of bounds. Free football, Eagles have it. Ray Phillips falls on the ball. Did he lose it? No, he held on. So another turnover, and now we have a very distinct turn of events. Instead of trying to run out the clock as they did earlier, the Eagles will probably try to get in position for a field goal. 17 seconds left. They have the ball on the Cardinal side of the field. And another St. Louis player is down.
With 17 seconds, having the ball in Cardinal territory, they could pick up a couple of first downs.
Mel Gray is down.
Or even one first down and end up in field goal range. Mel Gray, what a loss that would be for him. I'll tell you one thing, the Los Angeles Rams don't like cold weather. They're trailing the Cleveland Browns right now in Cleveland, 24-9 in the third quarter.
I was watching a game one day some years ago with your old teammate and our old friend, Norm Van Brocklin. The Los Angeles Rams were playing the Packers at Green Bay. Los Angeles Rams ran out into the field wearing gloves, and Van Brocklin said, "This one's over."
This one's over, huh?
And it was.
Boy, they don't like that cold weather. They want to
They
get
were
back.
thinking about Laguna Beach, not the Green Bay Packers. And
Laguna Beach, huh?
tomorrow night on CBS, the question is, can a former pro basketball star cut it with a bunch of streetwise kids? Don't miss the exciting premiere of The White Shadow, kicking off tomorrow night's lineup. Then stay tuned for MASH, followed by the singing debut of Mackenzie Phillips on One Day at a Time, and great drama with Ed Asner starring as Lou Grant. Enjoy them all tomorrow night here on CBS. We have 17 seconds left to play in the first half. Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Mel Gray is still down for the Cardinals, shaken up on the last play, which resulted in an Eagle fumble recovery as Philadelphia now has the ball at the Cardinal 48-yard line. Philadelphia holding to a 7-3 lead. And we might see Ron Jaworski firing some out patterns now. A couple of quick ones, try to get down in field goal range. Of course, the field goal game of the Eagles is suspect at best right now. Due to the injury to Mickemeyer, they are forced to use their punter, Michel, also as the place kicker. He was a field goal kicker at Stanford.
Well, he did something he didn't do last week, and that is make an extra point because
Right.
they missed 2 of them last week, and he made his first one here today.
They put the excitement back in the extra point last week, the Eagles. Mel Gray being helped up now. It's like the right leg.
I think he received this injury when, let's hope it isn't serious, but I think he received this in going for the loose ball when it was on the ground. He went diving in there after it.
It is serious. He's being carried off the field. Looks like Mel Gray might have sustained a knee injury. When they don't walk off, it's not a good sign.
After leading the Buffalo Bills 17-3 at one time, or 17-7, Buffalo has come back now, and they lead the Giants 21-17. That game's in the fourth quarter.
Buffalola.
That's hometown, isn't it?
You bet. Great place, really.
To be from, or what? Wasn't that going to tell me the truth?
To be from, to be at. A lot of Philadelphians transplanted Buffalonians. It's 1st and 10 now for the Eagles as Jaworski takes a deep drop, looks long, fires the ball, and wisely throws it away as the Cardinals were all over the man he was looking at, Ken Payne.
Good coverage that time. The Cardinals just dropped way back in their zones. They had tried to run a little clearing pattern by Carmichael and have Smith come across, or was it Kenny Payne coming across underneath, and no place to throw the ball.
So now it will be 2nd down and 10 for Jaworski and the Eagles. Ball at the Cardinal 48-yard line. 11 seconds showing on the second quarter clock. Eagles 7, Cardinals 3.
Well, they got one more play here. See what they do with it this time.
Jets are just knocking Miami apart. It's now 24-6, the Jets over Miami. They blew them out the first game of the year, the Jets did, over Miami. Jaworski running for his life. Now he's got blockers. He plants himself, looks, throws a home run ball. It's a squawker. No interception. He was out of bounds.
Oh, and did he ever take a hit? The official.
In effect, it was a good punt if he did intercept, but he stepped out of bounds before he had possession. 1 second left. So Jaworski has time to crank up and try it again, but more than likely, he'll just let the ball gently into the midsection of a running back and let the gun sound the first half end.
Boy, the back judge, Jim Poole, really took a hit that time. Somebody coming across thought that the interception was made.
Of course, we also know we have a very vivid illustration a week ago that handing off to run out the clock does not always result in the intended end. That's Kermit Edwards. Look here what I found.
Well, you realize what he's done the last couple of games against Green Bay. They were trying to stop the clock, and they threw him a pass on the 4-yard line.
Yeah, Jaworski's gonna let it rip. Why not? He's hit hard as he releases the ball. Incomplete at the 16-yard line. And so the first half comes to an end. The score here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis is the Philadelphia Eagles 7, the St. Louis Cardinals 3.
It's lightweight, it's portable, it's virtually indestructible. You can hammer on it, saw on it, sand on it, paint on it, drive a screw on it, cut a pipe on it, clean a door on it, fix a picture on it, or a wheelbarrow, or a chair, or a bicycle. You can even have your lunch on it. The incredible Black & Decker workmate. When America has a job to do, it reaches for Black & Decker.
You know, for too long, the bowlers have been left out of light beer commercials, and football players have been grabbing all the glory. But bowlers know light beer from Miller tastes great. We know light's got a third less calories than the regular beer. We know light's less filling. Bowlers love light just as much as football players.
That's right.
And we also love the easy opening can.
You sure do.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
You can tell by their style and flair. They're now. And you can tell by the way they're getting there. They're now. The Futura is now.
There's a distinctive personal car for now, the 79 Futura, with tomorrow's look right now, space efficiency for now, high mileage ratings that are now, and a sticker price that says, why wait?
The future isn't someday, it's now.
The Futura is now.
Fairmont Futura, at your Ford dealers.
Next Saturday at 4:30 Eastern on the CBS Sports Spectacular. World welterweight full contact karate champion Steve Shepard defends his title against former champion Ernie Hart. You'll also see Challenge 8 in the world's strongest men competition. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
At halftime at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, with the arch in the background, it is the Eagles 7 and the St. Louis Cardinals 3. Cardinals scoring first in a first quarter field goal by Jim Bakken. Then the Eagles took the ball, went 62 yards in 7 plays with Jaworski mixing his pass and run very nicely and hitting Charlie Smith in the end zone for the go-ahead touchdown. Extra point by Michelle was good, and that's how it stands at the half, 7-3 Philadelphia. Last Monday, many of the legends in the Hall of Fame were there to dedicate a new wing, and Irv Cross thought it was a good time to talk to a few of them about pro football yesterday and today.
For the men enshrined in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, today's game differs radically from theirs of natural grass and deflated footballs and non-inflated salaries.
Well, everything moves faster because they're not playing as much time. They get rests in between so that they're traveling at a higher velocity. I don't think the game is any more interesting to the people now than it was then. I remember we played in 1929 at the Polo Grounds in New York and beat New York for the championship, and there were 50,000 people there at the game, and they were just as excited then as they are now.
Pro football in the 1970s was polished and slick, but there was a time when the sport was fashioned of canvas and leather, and men played for pennies instead of dollars. These old-timers were as tough as the anthracite coal they mined, but few weighed over 200 pounds or measured up to today's standards.
You see these big necks now on the linemen. We never had that. And the days when I was playing 60 minutes with the Giants, our average all-pro lineman weighed, say, like about 210, 15 pounds. And now that weight can't play in the line in professional football.
In my day, you were in for 60 minutes, and if you were taken out of a game in those days, you'd want to fight the coach because it meant you were playing bad football. We did not have face masks. I think the greatest identity to any football player in my day, he'd take his 2 front teeth out. That proves he is a football player.
Red Grange, the Wheaton Iceman, the Galloping Ghost, was the greatest player of his day, and thousands came to see him transform pro football into a major league sport. He once played 8 games in 11 days, for in his time, the coaches, not the players, ruled pro football.
He'd say, go and jump off that roof. If it's 3 stories high, you would go and jump off the roof. You wouldn't say, Coach, why do I have to do this? I have not seen a new football play, though, Irv, since I was in high school.
You mean after all these years, there's nothing new?
No, I think there's only so many things you can do with 11 men.
John Blood, Mel Hine, and Red Grange, men in old leather, a style and a time that has gone forever.
We'll return to Busch Stadium after this word from your local station.
Archie is caught on the horns of a dilemma when the other woman from his past really needs his help. Janice Page guest stars on All in the Family tonight at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Greek has just told me that even though Penn State is ranked #1, that Alabama will be favored should they play Penn State in the Sugar Bowl by a field goal. And there is a move afoot by the New York media to have Joe Paterno hired away from Penn State to coach the New York Giants. The Giants have fallen upon lean times. Let's get you up to date on the score. The Los Angeles Rams came up flat today, 24-12. Fourth quarter, the Browns are going to win breezy. New Orleans wanted this one in the worst way after that tough loss, and they may cost Atlanta a playoff berth. 17-10 in the fourth, that's big for the Eagles. 28-17 now. The Bills were behind 17-14 in the fourth quarter, but they have answered back with 2 touchdowns, and you have got now to wonder about John McVay's future. 24-6. Walt Michaels, a candidate for Coach of the Year, goes into Miami, even though the Dolphins were beat up, and he's going to come away with a huge victory down there. And Minnesota and Green Bay, the battle for first. In the NFC Central, the Packers lead it by 4 at the half. The game you are watching, Philadelphia 7, St. Louis 3, and the Eagles could indeed get a wild card spot in the playoffs. Tampa Bay and Chicago. The Buccaneers have kicked a field goal and they lead by 3 in the third quarter. Kansas City ahead of San Diego 17-0 in the third. Herb, before I get to the highlights, what's going on? You were looking at a piece of
I
action.
just saw the most incredible run by Greg Pruitt in Cleveland. I only saw the tail end of it. He literally ran through the entire Los Angeles Ram defense. Unbelievable. Incredible. I hope we get a chance to see it.
Oh, let's see if we can get the replay. Here it is. Here's what Herb was telling you. Gets outside on the key block, gets around Brudzinski. The corner man is taken out. Jim Youngblood can't catch him from behind. Elmendorf misses him. Look at this run by Greg Pruitt of the Browns. And Greg Pruitt streaks in for a touchdown. You were right, Herb. What a magnificent run. Let's take a look at what happened prior to the run in that game. And you'll see why the Rams came up oh so flat, and the Browns played with a great deal of intensity. Now, here are the Rams early. Or this is Brian Sipe, excuse me. We've cut out the early. We'll go right to the late in the second quarter, and a great catch by Newsome. Now, here comes the end around by Ozzie Newsome, number 82, rookie out of Alabama. Marvelous rookies all over the NFL. Several scoring opportunities for the Rams in this game. Hayden looking for time, and there was offensive interference in that sequence. No touchdown pass to Waddy. Now we go back to Sipe, passing deep in his own territory. Here's Dave Logan, and he's got it down to the Ram 40-yard line. Now, here's Sipe passing to Reggie Rucker. Breaks the plane, that's a touchdown. Even though he dropped it, he had control of it as he came across. Herb?
The New Orleans Saints and Atlanta Falcons are doing battle down in Atlanta, and the Saints lead that game in the fourth quarter by a score of 17-10. And you're right, Brent, revenge was the motive, and the Saints seem to be having this ball game well under control. But in the first quarter, it was Steve Bartkowski from Atlanta who got the Falcons on the board early as he throws a pass here to Bubba Bean, setting up a scoring opportunity for running back Haskell Standback from the 3. Atlanta takes a 7-0 lead. Archie Manning comes back with a play-action pass fake here. Going back to the backside, number 87, Larry Hardy. He makes the catch. Defensive back falls down. 71-yard touchdown. Scores all knotted up. Manning working on his running game this time. Just decides to go to number 42, Chuck Muncie. Working off his left guard. Goes 28 yards for a touchdown. And in the fourth quarter, they lead now by a score of 17-10.
Herb, let's check in on the Giants in Buffalo. The saga of Joe Pisarcik, the quarterback who fumbled away the game last week to the Philadelphia Eagles, trying desperately to hold on today. Here he is in the third quarter, going to number 84, Dixon, who gets down to Buffalo's 38-yard line. Pisarcik again. This time going to Coder, 44. Touchdown, Giants. It was 17-7. They were in command, but then suddenly this play turned it around. Roland hooks up the middle. He stopped. Van Pelt can't bring him down. He swings free, much as Greg Pruitt just did in Cleveland. Roland Hooks goes all the way for the longest run of the year for a Buffalo Bill player. And Roland Hooks took it in for the touchdown, and it made it 17-14. Now watch Curtis Brown. They're going to come to the left this time. Ferguson starts them out on the sweep, and it is now 28-17. Bills lead it. All right, Minnesota and Green Bay. Francis the Scrambler Tarkenton. He has bought time twice today, and twice he has served up interceptions. Watch this sequence here. On the move, forced out of the pocket. Butler and Johnson on the move. Tarkenton trying to buy time. Out of room on the right side. From one knee, intercepted by Anderson for the Packers. Now Whitehurst going to another magnificent rookie receiver. Good throw, though. Lofton down to the 3-yard line. Here is Middleton. Over from the 1-yard line, 7-3. Packers trying to snap back now and take over first in the NFC Central. And let's send you right back to Don Criqui.
Thank you, Brent. Here at St. Louis, the score at the half stands, Philadelphia 7, the St. Louis Cardinals 3. And as we look down the first half statistics, Sonny Jurgensen, what do you see of note there?
Not a lot of offense by either team. The Cardinals had 139 yards, and the Eagles had 120 yards. Not a lot of offense at all. The passing was like 60 to 85, but just the turnover there hurt the Cardinals a little bit. They go down and they take advantage of it, and they get that touchdown pass in there to Smith. So it was, you know, you kind of figure with this kind of weather that you're going to have that type of offensive day.
I think they're both going to look for the big play in the second half, the long pass.
Leonardo da Vinci for Spidell watches.
They call me the greatest inventor ever, next to Tom Edison. But even I never dreamed of this beautiful Spidell chronograph. It gives me the time and date, but also 4 stopwatch functions. Great gift, Mona. Very inventive. Say, you have a beautiful Spidell digital, too.
Edison gave it to me.
Spidell's beautiful new digitals. Very inventive gifts.
You don't have to lose sleep worrying about that drive to work tomorrow. Not when you've got Firestone Snowbiters going with you. To dig you out and pull you through, they've got 2 sets of deep biting teeth. And in between, traction bars for quiet running and long mileage. In radials, bias, or retreads, they'll put teeth in your winter driving. Firestone Town and Country Snowbiters. Pleasant dreams.
That's me, Ron Jaworski, and the Philadelphia Eagles.
And I'm Liz Jaworski. We want to show you a place that's special to us.
Valley Forge. It's quiet out here now, peaceful. But long ago, some brave men helped our country win its freedom here. They suffered terribly, but they endured, and they won.
Today, in Philadelphia, there's another place where people suffer and win, at the St. Agnes Burn Center.
St. Agnes is a special advanced treatment center for burn victims. The pain here can be great, both in the mind and body, but there's great strength and patience here, too. St. Agnes is funded by our United Way. We're proud to be pioneering its work. The United Way works in the Philadelphia area.
It works in your town, too. Thanks to you, it works for all of us.
The United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen score at the half as the Philadelphia Eagles 7, the St. Louis Cardinals 3. Despite adverse weather conditions, the passing game, Tony's been surprisingly good. Both quarterbacks over 50%.
Over 50%. They've still had trouble a little bit in gripping the ball and throwing it. But leading here at halftime is a big thing for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially from what's taking place throughout the league with Atlanta trailing the New Orleans Saints. Their possibilities of getting in the playoffs is getting better and better.
What about the second half? Any change in the game plans? Both teams came in with very diverse offenses. We saw a lot of variation in the offensive attacks.
I don't think so. I think they'll continue to do what they've been doing so far and just try to improve the execution a little bit, because that's where they've had trouble, just in the execution of their offense.
Dick Vermeil takes his Eagles back out onto the playing field here at Busch Stadium, and I'm sure the Eagles have been made aware of the fact that Atlanta is losing. You don't like to look at the scoreboard. They are aware of that just by looking at the scoreboard here at Busch Stadium. The Eagles are a very definite playoff contender. They came into this game as an underdog against what is the hottest club in the league, the Cardinals, with 4 consecutive wins. But right now the Eagles are leading the game 7-3. It's going to be a tough second half and a good one. Glad you can be with us on a very chilly day here in St. Louis, Missouri. We're also very happy and extend very best wishes to Leonard Toews, the president and owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, who is recovering very nicely from open heart surgery a week ago. Kansas City is now leading 20-0 over the San Diego Chargers.
And I talked with Dick Vermeil, Don, and he said before the game, I said, does your team realize that you know, they got a chance right now to end up in the playoffs? He said, if they don't know it now, they'll never know it. He said, we've been preaching it all week. And I think you could tell a little bit the way they started hitting in that first quarter and the first half, throughout the first half. They do realize the possibility of getting in the playoffs.
Mike Michel ready to kick it off. Mel Gray will not play again in this football game. He is being x-rayed right now for a possible ankle fracture. Michel hits the ball nicely, and Gordon Bell fields it at the 5-yard line. A cordon of blockers in front, and Gordon Bell breaks through across the 25. He gets to the 30. And there the Cardinals go on offense, 1st and 10. A 25-yard return by Gordon Bell, who had over 4,000 yards rushing in 4 years at the University of Michigan.
See, look at that. Cleveland 30, Los Angeles 12. We saw it at halftime. The great run by Greg Pruitt.
Browns are tough. Everybody's tough at this. You know, you talk about Look at win-loss records and where are St. Louis and Detroit, but nobody wants to play him right now. There's a hard hit coming off the nose guard, and shutting the block of the offensive center was the middle guard, Charlie Davis. Charlie Johnson. Lemaster also followed on the hip. And the knockdown is at the 31. There was a gain of 2 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 8 as the Bills continue to lead the New York Giants.
Well, they really come back in that game after trailing in it 17-6 or something. Now lead 28-17.
Jim Hart takes a look in the flat. Steve Jones might have heard Ray Phillips coming up. Phillips had the beat on him. Was coming in to put a driving tackle. Had Jones caught the football, it'll be third down and 8. The Jets, a surprise victor over Miami opening day at Shea Stadium. A surprise winner again today, it would appear, as they are up by a decided margin, 24-6 now in the fourth quarter.
Romping, huh? Well, you saw that ball right then. The difficulty in throwing the thing. Just because it's damp and you can't grip it the way you want to, it got away from Hart and he overthrew Steve Jones.
Now on 3rd and 8, Jim Hart with a deep drop. He puts the ball up. Pat Tilley catches the ball for a first down. Tilley, the sure-handed, diminutive wide receiver from Louisiana Tech, turning in on the ball and making the reception just off the top of the turf.
Boy, he makes a good throw here, long throw. Look at Tilley, how close Edwards is to intercepting the ball and knocking it away. And Edwards says the ball came off the carpet. Let's see. Got a closer look here at Tilley coming back. Oh, I couldn't see any bounce. Could you?
Nope. Director Jim Silman giving us another look at that play, and it's quite apparent that Pat Tilley didn't catch the ball. And now another throw. This time they try to go to Dave Stieff, and he took a full load of Herman Edwards as the ball came in.
That's the second time they tried that slant in pass. You'd like to do that because the receiver can shorten up his stride a little bit, make the move, and the defender doesn't know where he's going. And that time, for the second time on that same pattern, Hart has had trouble throwing the football.
The Jets in Miami in the fourth period. The Dolphins have just put up a touchdown but are still way down, trailing by 11 in the fourth quarter at the Orange Bowl. You got to keep moving and dancing here to stay warm in St. Louis. Temperature dropping into the 30s now. There is a wind and a chill in the air as the rain has stopped, but very humid. Pat Tilley turns out, makes the reception, and now the Cardinals have the ball at the Eagles side of the field, down inside the 45.
Same type of pattern he ran on the other side, just sideline patterns. Good set, good throw. This is only his second catch of the day. He caught one right early, and a little dance for the first down. Cha-cha-cha.
Steps in on Little Cat's feet. The 43-yard line of the Eagles. Cardinals with the ball, first down and 10. Eagles lead the game 7-3 in the third quarter. Running hard with the ball is Wayne Morris. Eagles are tough to bust for the big gainer. The runner eluded the first wave, but then coming up to make a big hit was outside linebacker Ray Phillips.
And also Mr. Berge.
So the ball is advanced now inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. It's going to be second down and 5 for the Cardinals. 13 minutes to play in the third quarter.
Pretty good drive going here for the Cardinals, the initial drive of the third quarter.
Real good drive. And now Hart goes back to the run. Steve Jones turns upfield, and the Eagles are there to knock him down. Coming up on the play was linebacker Reggie Wilkes, number 51, and also on the stop for the Eagles was Carl Hairston.
Take a look at the Eagle defense. You're looking at it from behind the secondary. Coming up, you see Johnson coming over. Everybody over there making a play. Swarming around, a lot of green shirts around that white one.
Cardinal backs have that option. They go wide, but they can cut back anywhere they see the hole, and the Eagles doing a good job with the linebackers filling. Defensive front is really just negating the offensive charge of the Cardinal linemen. Then the linebackers are making a lot of hits for Philadelphia. Now on third down and 5, Hart has time. He looks, he throws, it's dropped. Steve Jones.
He had enough for the first down, too.
He's dropped 2, Jones.
Swinging out, boy, when you're coming under those linebackers, you know you're going to get popped just as soon as you catch that thing. He's disappointed, dropping that one. I would have kept the drive alive.
So that old adage about bending but not breaking applies here to the Eagles as the Cardinals get yardage but cannot drive close enough for a field goal attempt. And now their punter Woods is back in the game. John Sanders is back deep. John Shira back deeper yet. He's back at the 10. High punt. See what Shira does with this one. He'll return it from the 10. Stutter stepping. Shira finds no opening. Does advance the ball close to the 14-yard line. And there, the Eagles go on offense 1st and 10, leading the game 7-3. So the clock in the third quarter here at Busch Stadium shows 12 minutes and 11 seconds to play. We'll be back in a moment.
All the guys that do commercials for light beer from Miller are big stars and guys like that. Me, I'm just a humble bartender, but I drink light too. And I'll tell you why. It's less filling, it's got a third less calories than a regular beer, and it tastes great.
Jerry, now that you're a big star, can I have your autograph?
Well, sure, Mr. Dangerfield.
Hey, would you like mine?
Not really.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
How about my initials?
Look, out on the road. It's a car. It's a Fiesta.
It's Wundercar, Ford Fiesta from Germany. With front-wheel drive and Michelin steel-belted radials for sure-footed traction. Fiesta, Wundercar, with responsive acceleration that's quick to the rescue. Fiesta, Wundercar, ready to go long distances on a gallon of gas. Wundercar, disguised as a Fiesta.
I like it, Clark.
So do I, Lois, at your Ford dealer.
Sir, you paid this showing.
Next Saturday on the CBS Sports Spectacular, see the World Welterweight Full Contact Karate Championship and more. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Coach Wilkinson prepared for the elements. And right now, concerned about the Eagles, who lead his Cardinals 7-3. 1st and 10, Philadelphia, third quarter. Wilbert Montgomery, the second back through, advances the ball out across the 15-yard line. He got to the 19. There's a big upset, a final score in from the Orange Bowl in Miami. The Jets 24, the Dolphins 13. Miami's record now drops to 8-5.
Big game. They have the Redskins next week.
They're not exactly cooking either.
Could be a biggie.
Second down and 6 now for the Eagles. Montgomery runs headlong into Tim Carney, 56. One of the inside linebackers, and those Cardinals are after the football. Here is some aggressive linebacker play.
Good movement there. You see everybody moving. The white shirts moving. The blockers trying to go across. No place to go. Carney comes in and makes the initial hit. Then Arneson's in on it. A lot of people. Good hustle that time by the Cardinal defense.
Bob Pollard, Mike Dawson, John Zook across the defensive front. They play the 3-4. Steve Niels, Eric Williams, Kurt Allerman, and Mark Arneson backing the line. Linebackers come up tight on the outside, in effect giving the Cardinals a 5-man front. It is 3rd down and 3. Eagles go to the run, and Wilbert Montgomery dances ahead for a first down. So a big carry by Montgomery. Got a block to get by the line of scrimmage, got the rest himself, dancing his way through. The Rams have now come and scored at Cleveland. The Browns continue to lead the football game, however.
Good smart call that time by the Eagles. They pitched out. Hey, it is 30-19 in the fourth quarter. Cleveland still leading the Rams. Good smart call that time, 3rd and 3. They're looking for the pass and a quick pitch. Straight ahead.
Our football. Eagles hammer the ball right at the Cardinal defense. Now Buffalo's put up another touchdown, and I think what you said before might be a bit prophetic about John McVay. If the Giants came back after that tough loss to the Eagles last week and won today, he would be in somewhat solid position. They get blown out today by the Bills. The grandstand quarterbacks might be
Brent
there.
said at halftime the possibility of trying to interest Mr. Paterno to come to New York.
That was the New York press, though, not the Giant management. Pitch back. Montgomery cutting back against the green. Wilbert Montgomery almost broke it. On a 2nd down and 7 carry, Montgomery with that elusiveness, searching out for the opening, and then change of pace, shift of gears, and acceleration ahead for the big yardage.
Watch him cut back right here. Cuts back. Boy, Kenny Stone comes up and makes the tackle, but there's your free safety having to make the tackle. Very close to being a first down. Montgomery only had about 25 yards before that carry. I checked to see how many yards he has now. He's got 38 yards now in like 10 carries.
So Montgomery is very close to 900 yards for the season. He came into the game with 842, and most impressive, his yards per carry average, 4.8, one of the best in the league. The Bears now up in front of Tampa Bay 7-3. Walter Payton has scored a touchdown for Chicago.
Yeah, a little short run by Walter, put him back in front.
The Eagles got the first down, 1st and 10. Jaworski gonna throw, swings it out. With the ball is Montgomery. He's trouble when he's in open field. And there's a good hit put on by Carl Allen. It's got to be as close to a late hit as we're going to see.
That's right. In fact, one official was so busy marking the spot where he went out of bounds to get his forward progress stopped that he almost missed the late hit on this. Watch this, a little fake to Hogan going up the middle. Goes back, wanted to throw to Carmichael. Very wisely dumped the ball off. This is something I think Jaworski is doing so much better this year than last year. Carl Allen makes a good open field tackle, but look how late Eric Williams comes in and makes the hit over there out of bounds. Could have been a penalty call in.
Jaworski has now thrown the ball 18 times, has completed 10 for 90 yards, and of course the only touchdown of the game to Charlie Smith. It's 7-3 Eagles. Jaworski again swings it out. Harold Carmichael. Sizemore out in front of him, and Carmichael looks like he has enough for a first down. They needed 7. He got out to midfield. It's a first down for the Eagles. Tim Mazzetti has kicked a field goal for the Atlanta Falcons with 3 minutes and 9 seconds left. At Atlanta Stadium, New Orleans continues to lead the game 17-13. Of course, Atlanta, one of the contenders for NFC wild card, as are the Philadelphia Eagles. Both started this 13th Sunday of play with 7-5 records. The Eagles, if they can hold to this lead they have now, 7-3, would come out of the game with an 8-5 record heading to Minnesota next Sunday. Carmichael's now caught the ball 4 times, Sonny.
He has 51 yards in that, too. He almost broke the last one.
Eagles are throwing a lot of different offensive looks. Jaworski pump faking, looks, throws the ball. He's got Montgomery, and Montgomery lets it get away wisely for 2 reasons. One, Eric Williams would have stuck him for no gain, and he stuck him good.
If he could have caught it, though, and avoided Williams, he had a long run down the sidelines, and I think he would like to have caught that thing.
The Packers and the Vikings. Green Bay still leading 7-3, third quarter of play.
Stingy defense of the Green Bay Packers. Boy, and this is a big one because this is for first place in that Central Division.
That's right, and of course, the team that doesn't finish, they both come in starting the day at 7-5, so one of them's going to come out of it with a divisional lead and an 8-5 record. Another one would fall behind, bid for the wild card.
The other team will be what?
7-6.
That's good, Don. Good. I like that.
This computer I have in front of me is correct. Jaworski fires. Ball was tipped by a Cardinal linebacker, Eric Williams. Got a hand on the ball. That might have been good for the Eagles because there were a couple of Cardinal defenders back in position, possibly to intercept. Went over their heads.
Difficult throw that time by Jaworski, throwing the ball long like that. You notice both quarterbacks having a little problem throwing the ball at that intermediate distance behind the linebackers. Cardinals have come in with their nickel defense. I think they've gotten out of the, brought in an extra down lineman to get a little more pass rush.
Jaworski on earlier long yardage plays has been very effective. He's hit on 4 third down passes for first downs earlier. Steps in, throws. Oh, the ball was there and dropped. There's a penalty down, however, in the Eagle backfield. They were called for a hold. It would have come back anyway.
Well, if he caught it, boy, Carmichael does a good job of finding that open spot. Watch him. They know where he wants to go from that position. He's done it throughout the year. Look at him. He finds the open spot. right behind the linebackers, could have made a reception. It would have been all for naught because there was holding. I think the Cardinals are going to refuse the penalty and make Philadelphia kick it away.
Kick it away with 6:40 left to play in the third quarter. Score stands as it did at the half. Eagles 7, Cardinals 3. Mike Michel ready to punt the ball for a 5th time, averaging 40 yards in tough weather, wet field, and a big rush has been against him. Gordon Bell is back as a single safety as the Cardinals mass 10 men at the line of scrimmage. Eric Williams has been the guy that's been busting in. Now they drop 2 men off quickly. Low snap. They set up a return. Michel hits the ball nicely. Angled punt. Gordon Bell will field it at the 10. Looking to the near sidelines, Gordon Bell is chopped at the 18-yard line. And there the Cardinals go on offense, 1st and 10. So we have a break in the action with 6.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. A 40-yard punt, an 8-yard return. The Cardinals have the ball when we come back.
Now you look through here and you squeeze, okay? Hurry up. Now just drop it in and come over here. This is Polavision, Polaroid's instant movies. Can you imagine how this would go over at your house?
Extra, extra. Read all about me. New Mobile Super Unleaded Gasoline.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, I got higher octane.
It's in all the papers, boss.
I mean, I fight knocks. I fight pigs. And I'm so great, I'm also replacing Mobile Premium. Paper, sir? Extra, extra. Read all about me.
Mobile Super Unleaded Gasoline.
Call it shocking, call it shacking up, or just plain living together. If you or your son or daughter is living with a girlfriend or boyfriend, the high cost of living together may stun you. Watch 60 Minutes tonight on CBS.
Have a final in. Buffalo just killed 41-17 over the Giants. Ooh. Looks bad, huh?
Doesn't look good from Coach McVay. Here is Wayne Morris busting loose out to the 25. Got 6. He's got that high step, bust tackles. You've got to have a full grip on Wayne Morris to knock him down. He'll break a lot of tackles.
He's got 78 yards now.
Last week he carried more times than any back in St. Louis Cardinal history has carried in one game. He was called on to carry the ball 36 times against the Redskins. Got 123 yards.
Don't remind the Redskins.
We're trying to forget Dallas. Hart timing pattern, deep throw. Very nearly intercepted and subsequently almost received on the carom. Tilley going for the ball. Chandler, the tight end, was angling in. So the Eagles had a good play on the ball, but when it popped up, Tilley almost had it.
He did. Hart, he just couldn't throw it at all. You see him look at him making some gesture there, and he said, and I got on a little rush in, but I just couldn't let the ball go. Because that hung also, where Sanders came over and almost had it intercepted.
A first quarter field goal by Jim Bakken of St. Louis. A second quarter touchdown pass, Jaworski to Charlie Smith. That has been the scoring. It is 7-3 with 6:24 to play in the third quarter. 3rd down and 3. The throw is good to Steve Jones for a first down. As the Cardinals advance the ball out to their 36.
Same kind of catch that he dropped earlier to stop a drive. This time he makes the catch, and a little tough. It was high for him. Coming out, swinging out of the backfield. You see him come into the picture right there. High catch, good catch. Enough for the first down.
So now, Pat Tilley comes out wide to the left. Dave Stieff, a rookie from Portland State, is out wide to the right. Giving it to Jim Hart. Jim Hart was another of the quarterbacks, you may recall, who suffered a shoulder injury. It was felt he'd be out for some weeks. He missed one game and came back and beat the Eagles.
He had no bad with a bad arm, huh?
Not at all. Now he looks away the defense, throws it over the middle. Incomplete. Big rush put on by Philadelphia.
They tried to go to the little short out pattern. Very surprised that the receivers didn't turn up when they were jammed. We used to have a little a working agreement between the receivers and myself in doing that. Tommy McDonald and also Charlie Taylor in later years, that if they jammed them on that little short out to turn up the field and you can improvise and get a long play out of it. That time both receivers froze on the sidelines, did not go up the field hard, almost had it tipped up in the air for an interception.
Big rush was put on by Dennis Harrison, the rookie end from Vanderbilt. He put the heat on Jim Hart, triggering an errant throw. And now on 3rd down and 7, Hart looks deep, fires hard, it is caught. Pat Tilley, trying to run away, does not get the first down. He had the first down, but he on his own ran back away from the coverage. It was not the pursuit that knocked him. Now they're spotting the ball close to a first down.
What do? You're in the 3rd quarter. 4:42 left. Do you go for it?
I'll tell you one thing. You go for it and miss, and it might cost you the football game.
They're going to kick it away.
As the Eagles would have the ball on the Cardinal side of the field.
Take a look at this. He did have enough for the first down when he made the reception. Just a turn-in pattern right here. He caught it way back up the field, but he was going back toward Jim Hart when he caught the ball. A bad punt.
Fair catch is signaled for and made by the Eagles. Louis Giamona comes over to take the ball at the 19-yard line, so Philadelphia again stops the Cardinal offense. And with 4:05 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Eagles take over the football, continuing to lead 7-3.
The Stevens estate. The $20,000 Mercedes looks right at home.
So does the $5,000 Granada Ghia, sometimes mistaken for a Mercedes. It's an American classic.
Meredith Manor. Mercedes styling looks at home.
And Granada's does too.
Hamilton House. Mercedes classic styling.
Granada's classic styling. And the Granada price makes it right at home at any home. The '79 Ford Granada at your Ford dealer.
By the time this day is done, you'll turn a mountain of canvas and a truckload of living dynamite into one of the world's oldest fantasies, the circus. Now comes Miller time. Time for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller beer.
Next Saturday, see Tom Weiskamp, Nancy Lopez, and other top touring pros in the Mixed Team Championship of Golf. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
With Sonny Jurgensen, this is Don Criqui back at Busch Stadium. Sonny, that Eagle defense has been out there a lot. Right now, the offense is out for Philadelphia, 1st and 10.
If you can look at the Eagle bench right now, they're all around the burner over there trying to get warm. They've been out on that field for a long time. They've been very stingy defensively today.
Hogan breaks a big gainer for the Philadelphia Eagles out across the 40-yard line. He gets to the 41. First down.
Take a look at this. A little slant off tackle. Good blocking up front that time.
Tom Lukin made the big
Tom Lukin
hit.
made a big block, and Hogan found a little running room, broke it through. 13 yards. There you see the Eagle defensive players. They're all back there around that little burner trying to find something to get warm with.
Got a deck of cards out over there.
Hogan again, the same play that he ran before. Not much running room this time.
Got a good horse ride him. They're going right back to Hogan. Same play that time, resulting in a gain of only a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 as the ball is out to the 43-yard line of Philadelphia.
Watch Eric Williams. Tim Carney moving over. Williams finally gets in on the tackle. A lot of white shirts there.
The best looking play the Eagles have had today is that quick out to a wide receiver where they get Sizemore out in front of it. Sizemore can get out of that line of scrimmage and move. Right tackle, 76. A line just inside the tight end there, Osborne. Jaworski gives off. Wilbert Montgomery is shut down cold. Might have gotten a yard, but it'll bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and about 8 as Mark Arneson, number 57, made the tackle for the Cardinals.
Let's see if they come with a screen this time. They've had some success with the screen today. The swing out, as you said, getting Sizemore in front of you. Be a bad
that's
call.
a friend. That is a friend out in front of you. That is a help.
If you get somebody that big, what's it, 6'4", 260?
It's full grown.
Avellini runs one in from 3 yards. The Bears now lead Tampa Bay 14-3.
On 3rd and 7, Cardinals come with a 4-down lineman rush. Jankowski's in. He's been tough on Jaworski. Eagles cross it up with a run. Didn't get there. Eric Williams makes the play.
Eric Williams really diagnoses his play well. Look at him. You see him moving. He sees the back coming across. Billy Campfield taking a handoff, trying to go wide. People's trying to come back in and block. Couldn't do it. He knocks him down. No first down. The Eagles have to give up the ball.
And the clock continues to wind down. It now shows 1:20 and running left to play in the 3rd quarter. Eagles 7, Cardinals 3. Gordon Bell back deep as Michelle sets to punt for Philadelphia. Good snap. Not a good punt. Hits a puddle, doesn't take much of a roll, and it's down quickly by Totolo. So the Cardinal offense comes out. Backed by a loud cheer from the following 1st and 10 at the 26 when we come back.
What comes out of a loudspeaker is only as impressive as what goes into it. Pioneer's HPM speakers have a unique super tweeter that breathes to produce incredible highs. Its driver delivers remarkably crisp mid-range. Its bass you not only hear, but feel. So instead of sounding great on part of the music, HPM speakers sound great on all of it. Pioneer, we bring it back alive.
Not again. You okay?
Oh, I was running to rent a car, and this man was tying his shoelace, and just as I was about to jump over him, he stood up.
If you had an Avis Wizard number and a reservation, you could walk through airports. Just show your credit card, license, sign, and get your car.
Oh, good, let's go.
Avis. Walk. Walk.
I'm walking through airports.
Avis now features GM cars.
Avis, we don't know another way.
Next Saturday at 5 Eastern Time, the CBS Sports Spectacular, the World Welterweight Championship in full contact karate. Steve Shepard versus Ernie Hart, and also World's Strongest Men competition. That's next Saturday at 5 Eastern Time. Here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, we have 1 minute and 5 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. Eagles lead it, they did at the half 7-3. And in the game for the first time is the Cardinals' best running back over the last 3 seasons, although he's not played yet today because of an ankle problem. Jim Otis. The Buckeye Blaster, Ohio State fullback, lining up behind Jim Hart. 1st and 10 Cardinals. Otis gets the football. He gets a load of Philadelphia Eagles. Nothing there. Coming up to fill and make the hit against the run was Randy Logan, the strong safety.
One of the reasons Jim Otis is in the game is probably because Wayne Morris has sprained a knee and he won't be back for the day.
He did a big job while he was in there, Wayne Morris.
Yes, he did. I think he had about 80 yards.
In the 1st quarter at Baltimore, the New England Patriots have gone in front 7-0.
That was on an interception run by Mike Haynes of a Bill Troop pass.
He's back in there, Troop. Well, they go from Burt Jones to oblivion at quarterback. Here's a throw. Dave Steve makes the reception for a 1st down. A 6'3" rookie wide receiver from Portland State, Dave Steve, makes a good reception of a low thrown ball, then dives ahead for needed yardage for the 1st down.
Yes, he does. Watch him protect the football, making sure that he catches it. He knows it's difficult to catch because it is wet. Kind of sits down, gets low with it, makes the catch.
There is the gun. That is the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. The Eagles 7, the Cardinals 3, and we now pause for a word from your local station.
It might be easy for an enemy agent to infiltrate the MASH compound, but wait until he meets those madcap medics. Don't miss one of the funniest episodes of MASH tomorrow on CBS.
Hey, CBS, what's coming on?
Tuesday on The Paper Chase, the professor's daughter has a romance with Hart and threatens his career.
I feel terrific. Kingsfield's daughter. You don't fool around, do you?
Is there anything I can do?
It's too late for that.
It's your life that's messed up.
Tuesday at 8, 7 Central and Mountain.
You're on.
Coach Vermeil blows a bubble. His Eagles have been popping some bubbles of the St. Louis Cardinals in offense. Eagles with a very sound defensive game. Now an instant replay. The coach does it again. And right now we're set for the start of the fourth quarter as the St. Louis Cardinals have the football, trailing the Eagles 7-3. Jim Hart gets time, looks long, ball is tipped, and Hart slaps it down wisely before an Eagle could intercept it. Busting through on the play, Charlie Johnson, the middle guard, was coming through. Might have been Carl Hairston who had the ball. We'll see.
Watch him go back here. Trying to go long. Gets it
Big Dennis Harrison.
batted. Yeah, Dennis Harrison got up there, and then Hart knocks it down. He could have had a reception there.
Certainly could have.
Listen to this, Don.
Could have gotten his leg broken, too.
Atlanta comes back to score with 5 seconds left.
Again?
In the fourth quarter, they lead 20-17.
Jim Otis advances the ball to the 45-yard line. He'll be short of a first down. It'll bring up third and about 2. So again, Atlanta does this to New Orleans, and Atlanta extends its record now to 8-5 if they can hold on.
Boy, what a play to come back right at the end of the game like that. 5 seconds left to pull one out and remain in that wild card picture.
After what happened to the Golden Domers yesterday, I'd believe anything.
That didn't upset you, did it?
No. I took that right in stride. Hart throws, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by the Eagles.
Best place he could have thrown it.
That was a third down throw, and so the Eagle defense again holds.
Yes, they played it perfectly. They were expecting pass here. Otis must have thought he got held a little bit. Let's take a look and see why he's upset. You see not a very good fake, a red pass. You see the linebackers going back reading. That's what it is right there. Reggie Wilkes had an arm holding on Otis, and then he gave him a little shove there at the end, but the play was over with then.
I don't know if the Eagles have ever played a better defensive game recently than what they're playing today, but they are doing some job on defense. Absolutely outstanding. Here's Shira. He breaks it again. John Shira weaving his way all the way out to the 46-yard line. This is a football player, John Shira, who was twice the most valuable player at UCLA. Quarterback the UCLans to a 1975 Rose Bowl upset of Ohio State. 2 years in Canada, now back with his college coach, Dick Vermeil. Eagles have the ball when we come back.
Introducing a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79, with more front seat room, more rear seat room, more window area, and more handling ease than last year's LTD. Plus the power of a V8 engine standard. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
To test drive the all-new LTD on your own roads, see your Ford dealer today.
Whew. You sure didn't spend any time getting dressed.
Linda, tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Maybe he'd look better in Hager slacks. Or a Hager sport coat and slacks. He could even afford a Hager vested suit. And that's a look I can't afford to pass up.
Oh,
Hi.
Susan?
Close enough. For me?
Hager, because looking good makes you feel good.
Ready or not, here I come.
Okay.
With Sonny Jurgensen, this is Don Criqui back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It has been a all-out fight, street fight on defense. Both teams hitting, slugging, going for the football. Eagles have it now, and they're holding to a 7-3 lead. That was the score at the half. Jaworski looking to put up points. Home run ball, he's got a man out there, Osborne, the tight end. He's open, inside the 10. Touchdown, Eagles! No, they marked him out of bounds at the 6-yard line. What a play. What a superbly thrown football. And Osborne, who they had looked at all day, takes the reception for a 49-yard gain. And all of a sudden, The Eagles are challenging for another score.
All right, great corner pattern here. Watch the play fake. Good play fake. He goes back, hits it, just moves just a little bit. But what an accurately thrown ball. A tough throw. Good catch. Osborne, this has really got to make him happy. See where he steps out. Right there, he stepped out. Almost got in for the touchdown.
Now it is 1st and goal at the 6. 4th quarter. Eagles 7, Cardinals 3. 13-10 to play in the game. Jaworski with the long count. Second back to Wilbert Montgomery. He's down to the 2. So it'll be 2nd and goal from there. Jaworski. A very, very effective passing game, diverse passing game. We'll watch that reception now by Osborne. You'll see him step out of bounds again.
Yes, after he gathers it in, he's hugging the sidelines, trying to check and see who is around him. Right here, as his foot goes out of bounds. His right foot got out of bounds, and he would have gotten in for the touchdown.
Cleveland has defeated Los Angeles 30-19. So the Rams and the Cowboys now tied for the best records in the NFC, 10-3. Second back through. Wilbert Montgomery didn't get there. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Well, what do you think, Don? You think a little play action here?
Well, I think this is what we're going to see. Ron Jaworski, fake to the second back on a dive. A naked reverse to the left side. Ron Jaworski takes it in untouched and standing up for a touchdown.
Is that your call?
That would be my call. I've just sent it down. It's just been refused on the sideline. Larry Barnes is in the game. Watch Jaworski. Fake, second back through. Touchdown, Eagles! Mike Hogan gets through. Boy, they blasted him out on that side. Lukin was hammering out.
Stan
Walters. Look at these blocks.
What he does. Boy, look at the block they make in there on Eric Williams.
I tell you.
Really did good job of blocking. Look at the, what's your blocking here?
The Eagles center, Guy Morris, is having an all-pro day.
He was trying to go outside.
He just took the middle guard right out again. Chop blocked him. So the Eagles now take command of what's been a very tight football game. Big extra point. It is good. And it gives the Eagles an 11-point advantage, meaning that the Cardinals would have to score 2 touchdowns. With 11:41 left to play, it is Philadelphia 14, the Cardinals 3. We'll be back in a moment, and Jim Hart will be passing.
When you break horses for a living, the worst part is knowing they might break you first. Once you've done your job, the best part is knowing you've turned a terrified animal into a horse a man can count on. And now comes Miller time. Time to ease off and head for the best tasting beer you can find. Miller High Life, America's quality beer since 1855.
When it's time to relax, one beer stands clear. Miller Beer. You've got the time, we've got the beer. Miller Beer.
NFL action begins next Sunday with the NFL Today, followed by a full slate of regional games. USA. You saw it on CBS Sports.
Bud Wilkinson on the sidelines now, and I guess the game plan at this point, Sonny, has to be crank it up and let it rip.
Crank it up, let it fly, because they
keep it in the air. Short kickoff by Michelle. Lee Nelson brings the ball back, runs into one of his own people, and then gets free. Finally, he's knocked down to the 32-yard line.
A lot of hitting going on over there. Well, he gets knocked around a little bit. Watch Nelson this time. This is the kind of kick, after you free yourself, he runs into his own man, Chandler, then comes out of that. Mrs. Totolo. A lot of people raking off of him. Vince Papale ends up making the tackle.
The Philadelphia Eagles going for their 4th consecutive win, holding to a 14-3 lead. Second quarter touchdown throw, Ron Jaworski to Charlie Smith. Fourth quarter touchdown run, Wilbert Montgomery. The only points the Cardinals have been able to put up a first quarter field goal by Bakken. Right now, Hart gets set, looks, fires. No, he didn't get it away. Now he will. Willie. Wilkes gets him. Hart cocked his arm, reloaded, did it again. And the old thing about he who hesitates.
Well, I think he saw some other coverage. He wanted to throw. He couldn't throw at that time. Had to duck. And then Dennis Harrison got right in his face. He could not throw the ball.
Two rookies. Harrison challenged him, had to duck that, and there's the final in from Atlanta. Falcons with 5 seconds left, and a Bartkowski 1-yard run beat the New Orleans Saints 20-17. It was Reggie Wilkes, rookie linebacker from Georgia Tech.
Seattle leading Oakland in the first quarter. Jim Zorn to Steve Rabel.
Jim Hart on 2nd and 14 throws an out pass. Tilley makes the reception at the 36-yard line. And the clock continues to run. We are in the fourth quarter, 10:50 to play.
Just a secondary receiver here, trying to throw long. Linebackers had good drops. You see the coverage in. Just went outside of Reggie Wilkes to the sidelines. Not enough for the first down. Sets up about a 3rd and 8 situation.
Jim Hart is now in his 3rd season, or his 13th season as the Cardinal quarterback. 6'1", 210 pounds, 34 years old, and needing all his talents right now to get St. Louis back in the game, and Eason Ramson doesn't do anything there, dropping the ball.
Ball ran right through his hands, and
that brings up 4th down. The Eagles will get it back. John Shira comes back out on the field, clapping his hands. The Eagles with one of their best football games in a long time. They've had some good ones lately on what looks to be a 4-game win streak.
The thing that bothered them last week, their kicking game, even though they escaped with a win in New York, the kicking game has been good today. Their special teams play has been good.
Penalty markers go down as the punt is knocked downfield by Wood. Shira fields it on the run. And he takes the ball to the 39, but there are markers down back upfield. So we'll see what the call is with 10:10 left to play in the game, and the Eagles leading the Cardinals 14-3.
Has Mr. Haggerty got his microphone fixed? Or I think we got the word that it was wet. And I can imagine that it is wet, having been down on that field before the game. It must be still wet.
2 more Cardinals are down. Boy, they've got some troops chopped up here today. Their best runner throughout the game was, of course, Wayne Morris. He is out, an ankle injury. Mel Gray is being x-rayed. He went out late in the second quarter with an ankle injury. John Bearfield, a man who bills himself as Dr. Doom, is on the field right now. Number 58, rookie linebacker.
Dr. Doom. I think they're going to make him kick it over.
Yeah, it was an offside against the Eagles, so even with the penalty, it's not enough yardage for the first down, and John Bearfield looks like they're tending to a knee.
Yeah, I think Cardinals would like to kick this thing a little deeper, and also by kicking it again, if the Eagles make a mistake this time, it'll be a first down. They'll still have the drive alive.
So we have a timeout on the field with 10:10 left to play in the game. And the Philadelphia Eagles going to get the ball back again as the Cardinals will punt it. At first, John Bearfield being attended to. Next week, the Philadelphia Eagles go to Bloomington, Minnesota, play the Vikings. We'll be up there Sunday for that one. Tough place to play football.
What is the weather like up there?
Well, in December, it's pretty predictable. Bad. We'll be back at Busch Stadium in a moment.
These are two of today's newest razors. The one on the right is the new Norelco rechargeable rotary razor. This one has 2 blades and pivots up and down. The new Norelco 36 blades in 3 adjustable floating heads and a new shaving angle. Both give you a close shave. But the new Norelco rechargeable lets you walk away from soap and water. Of course, they do give you one thing Norelco doesn't. Gotcha! The new Norelco rechargeable rotary razor. Still no gotcha.
Announcing a whole new breed of Mustang for '79. The turbocharged Mustang from Ford. With the performance of an optional turbocharged engine that took Mustang from 0 to 50 in an average of 7.1 seconds. Precise handling from sports car features and more. Mustang Turbo in 3-door and 2-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
We are back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. And now dropping back to punt again is Woods for the Cardinals. Mike Woods hit the ball, as you see, 5 times, only a 32-yard average. He shanked his last one. Here's the guy who's done a big job on the returns for Philadelphia, John Shira. Good punt this time by Woods. He unloaded. Shira all the way back to the 10. And here he comes. 15, 20, out to the 23, and here's a marker coming in.
Guess what? What about a clip? What do you think this call is going to be? I tell you what, they really gained on that, yep, a little clipping call, and they really gained. They had the ball the last time about the 40, so by punting again, they pick up. The Cardinals gain about 10, 20, like 30 yards.
And with the penalty assessment here, Sonny, we see the ball being spotted now back to the 8-yard line, so that's where the Eagles will go on offense, 1st and 10. That was a 49-yard punt by Mike Wood.
Here's the little clipping call. I couldn't read his lips that time to see who the call was on. Jaworski can't be too pleased getting backed up this way.
Right now we have a break in the action at St. Louis as the Eagles get set to go back on offense, holding to a 14-3 lead.
It's 1934, and for miles around there's just desert. Joe Jamaro over there, he dreams of farming this dust, and all he needs is water. Oh, there's plenty of water around here, except it's more than 1,000 feet straight down. Bringing it up's going to cost plenty. More than Joe's got, for sure. So where's he going to get the money to drill for water over 1,000 feet down? Where? From the money folks keep in their full-service bank. You see, America's bankers back Joe and thousands of other farmers, too. So today, you know that desert as the San Joaquin Valley. It looks like this for hundreds of miles. And the food from here, well, it reaches every table in America. So the next time you're shopping and you see a butte like this, remember, you had a part in it with the money you put in your full-service bank. America's bankers, helping you change things for the better.
It was a team sport, but these kids couldn't get it together on or off the court until the man they called the White Shadow showed them how to become winners. The White Shadow, premiering Monday.
That is the penalty assessment. Cardinals have had only 2. The Eagles on the clip on the punt return have the ball set back to their 8. But they have the big number, the bottom line, 14-3 Philadelphia. They break the huddle. Charlie Smith, who caught the first touchdown throw. The only touchdown throw of the game, out wide to the left. The Eagles looking to run that clock now. They want to get the grind out the first downs and move those chain markers if they can. Montgomery spins away, gets out to the 13-yard line. He got 5. Mark Arneson hit him hard, and Montgomery spun off it. Bud Wilkinson, 16 years, the coach at Oklahoma. Packers now holding to a 10-3 lead over the Minnesota Vikings in the 4th quarter. Wilkinson's Oklahoma teams won 3 national championships. 4 unbeaten teams. This, of course, his first year in the pros. 2nd down and 5 now for the Eagles. Cardinals are there. On the play again was Arneson, 57.
Well, good rush this time. Watch this, a deep handoff. Montgomery just trying to find a little running room. No running room. You see the Cardinal defense moving that way. Steve Niels comes in and makes the play along with some help from Pollard.
So now third down arises for the Philadelphia Eagles. The ball at their 11-yard line.
New England leading Baltimore, Don, 14-7 after they had 2 interceptions run back. One by Troop, one by Grogan interception. They get a Steve Grogan to Harold Jackson pass. They lead 14-7.
First down, Eagles. Jaworski drilling ball in low underneath the defense. Carmichael goes down on his knees and makes a first down reception.
So he looked like a catcher then, didn't he?
Just a superb football play. Perfect throw and the catch.
Good throw because the ball is low. And look at Carmichael down. Looks like Johnny Bench down on the ground catching that thing.
And most importantly for the Eagles, they keep the clock running with 4 new downs. 7:55 to play and running in the fourth quarter. Eagles 14, Cardinals 3. Jaworski loses yardage. Stan Wallers has to be pulled off now. He didn't like guys hitting his quarterback.
You know, very smart play that time by Ron Jaworski because he realized that the blitz was coming. Watch him right here. He sees Williams coming. He's scared to make the handoff because possibility of a fumble. He keeps it himself. I don't think that's a design play.
Jaworski has passed for 156 yards so far.
Look at that score. Kansas City 23-0 over San Diego. Ooh, who would have suspected that?
Not San Diego. Second and 13. Jaworski takes a look. Home run ball. Charlie Smith is out there. No pass call. Eagles coaches protesting on the sidelines. But it was ruled good coverage. And so the long throw by Jaworski comes up short this time. You'll recall earlier he hit Osborne on a 49-yarder that set up the second touchdown.
Cincinnati leading Houston. Kenny Anderson hit Don Bass. They lead 7-0. That's in the first quarter.
Every time Houston seems to come off a big win, they have trouble the next Sunday. Upset the Steelers at Pittsburgh. Lost the next Sunday to Cincinnati. Only win the Bengals have all year.
Well, they got some speed
Beat
burners
the
too.
Dolphins.
That's right.
Back and trailing Cincinnati again. Third down and 13 for the Eagles. Jaworski throws. Hogan could not hold the football, and so the Eagles have to punt it back with 6:36 to play.
That's bad execution on the Eagles' part there, and I think the play was going to Montgomery. The pass, the screen was to Montgomery, but he was beyond his offensive line. They're supposed to be in front of him. He may have gotten pushed that way, but it was bad execution on their part of the screen.
So now Mike Michel drops back inside his 5-yard line, and there is Gordon Bell, the kick returner for St. Louis. Cardinals could get the ball on the Philadelphia side of the field. Good punt by Michel, a high one. Gordon Bell just fields it. Open field for Gordon Bell.
What did he do?
He
got
tripped
his
on the
feet.
35-yard line.
He fell into his own man.
It's like a guy tripping on the foul line.
He ended up. He makes a good catch of the football. Watch the catch he makes. Catches it down low. Right here he gets hit, but he breaks the tackle, comes out of it, and never, he just loses his balance. You look at him, just falling, falls right into Steve Niels.
This team has been known in recent years, the Cardinals have, as the Cardiac Cardinals, because they have been known to pull him out in the last few seconds. Right now they need 2 touchdowns. Hart throws till he's open. Pat Tilley is down to the 16-yard line. First down, Cardinals.
A lot of time left, Little turn-in pattern again. They don't make any mistakes here. You see just a simple turn-in pattern, just a stop. Watch a little move he makes here to get away from Edwards. Ducks down, comes under LeMaster.
First and 10 Cardinals. Jim Hart looks again into the end zone. Swings it out, intercepted. That ball was intercepted. It was picked off by Bill Berge, and the Eagles have it back.
What play, what a play here. Watch this. He has the man open. Dave Steef is open, has the ball bounce off of his knee, and Berge comes up with, Berge was down on the ground and got up. Watch this, not off his knee, just off his hands, and goes back. Hey, thank you very much, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. He picks it up and stops that drive. Again, the Cardinals could have come back, made a game of it. They didn't hurt themselves, and they come up with the interception. Big play by Bill Berge.
Jim Hart having some interception problems today. That's his second. Jaworski has not been picked off at all. Jaworski 13 for 23, 156 yards and a touchdown. Wilbert Montgomery runs the ball out to the 19-yard line. He got 6 and keeps the clock moving.
We talk about Berge being around the football. He's had 6 tackles already today, 5 assists on tackles, and made an interception.
Next Saturday and Sunday on CBS, it is the Mixed Team Golf Championships from Largo, Florida. Our producer today, Bob Rowe, will be there. He's been telling us it's 83 degrees.
Is he playing?
So warm you have to go in the lagoon to cool off as we sit up here.
Freezing.
30 degrees, the wind blowing. Here is a handoff going straight ahead. The Eagles run the ball out. Wilbert Montgomery takes it out to the 25-yard line. He has a first down. And the clock now winds inside 5 minutes.
He also has 56 yards. Watch this. He cuts back against the green. Cutting back. Steve Neal's in, and John Zook on the tackle.
So the Philadelphia Eagles with 2 interceptions of Jim Hart. Also a fumble recovery. Stopped an earlier Cardinal drive. 14-3 Eagles. 4:25 to play. Right back to Wilbert Montgomery. He's out to the 26. And would you expect here, Sonny, that Jaworski just go to the run to keep the clock going?
Whatever he does, if he throws anything, he'll be very careful with it. If it looks like it's covered, he'll throw the ball away. Big play that time. Good play by Mike Dawson.
The Eagles making full use of the 30 seconds they are allotted to get the next play off as the clock now winds inside 4 minutes. 3:55 and running.
Yes, and you watch that 30-second clock each time. It's down to 10 seconds right now, and they just got to the line of scrimmage, so they're utilizing that clock very well right now, trying to use all the clock up.
Jaworski's doing a great job. He gets it off with 2 seconds left on the 30-second clock. Montgomery loses his footing on the wet artificial turf. And that will bring up now 3rd down.
Tim Carney over there making that little stop as he slid into him.
And the clock continues to wind down. By the time the next play is off, we'll be inside 3 minutes.
There's the final. Bears win their second game, huh? Is that their second win or?
No, they won their first 3, lost their next 8. They've won their last 2.
The last 2, that's right. 14-3.
I'm not too sure Tampa Bay was thrilled about going to Chicago in late November.
I think I heard Johnny Morris say it was 16 degrees there.
Again, Jaworski gets the handoff off just before the clock elapsed. Delay a game call would have come. Jaworski masterfully using the game clock, winding it down. And now the Eagles will punt the ball back, but only 2:52 remains. And the Cardinals need 2 touchdowns to pull this out.
Yeah, it looks like the Eagles have snapped their streak. But for the Philadelphia Eagles, they came in this game with a lot more going for them, an opportunity to make the playoffs, and they're still alive for that playoff berth.
There is regional action next Sunday on CBS. Atlanta at Cincinnati, Green Bay versus Tampa Bay in Florida, Los Angeles at New York, Detroit versus St. Louis. Philadelphia goes to play the Vikings at Minnesota, San Francisco at New Orleans. Check your local listings for the game and time in your area. All the action begins with the NFL Today pregame show with Brent Musburger, Jane Kennedy, and Irv Cross. This is Don Criqui with Sonny Jurgensen, Busch Stadium, St. Louis. Temperature in the 30s. The rain has stopped. It was raining in the first quarter. Field is still very wet. We have 2:52 left to play in the game. Eagles with the ball, ready to punt it, leading 14-3. The Eagles looking to extend their victory string to 4 straight games, to up their season record to 8-5. Big rush, and again Michel gets it off and does a good job of it. Gordon Bell, back at his 37, has a problem. Lots of Eagles hem him in.
I tell you, they knocked the kicker down. They knocked the kicker down, but one of the Cardinals comes up hurt.
Arneson. There it is.
I think what they're talking, they said one of the Cardinals actually touched the ball. That's why it's not roughing the kicker.
That was the ruling. He said he actually, I don't know how he touched it. It was a perfect spiral, the punt.
Maybe he straightened the ball out by just by tipping it a little bit. Look, he's a lot closer to it than we are.
I want to ask you about J.W. Lockett here in a minute. Here is Jim Hart throwing. Steve Jones catches. I remember a story Sonny Jurgensen related about Pat Richter, the punter for the Redskins. The up back blocking for him was a guy named J.W. Lockett. They were in the end zone. J.W. kept backing up until Richter punted and kicked him in the behind and broke his foot.
That's right. He backed right into Richter. Hey, good play there by Tilley.
Very good play by Tilley. And he stops the clock with 2:14 to play. And the Cardinals have the ball, 1st and 10 at the Eagle 40.
I'm not sure Tilley didn't come off the bench to catch that one. It looked like there was another receiver there. He was just standing by himself.
He's tricks. He's got a bag of them.
That would be tricky.
5'9". Tell you one thing, when the Cardinals have their 2 starting wide receivers in there, Mel Gray, of course, has been out for the second half with a foot injury. They don't give Jim Hart too much to shoot at. They're both 5'9".
Got to be an accurate thrower to find the 5'9" guy.
It's a lot easier to spot those 6'8s like Harold Carmichael. Hart throws. Steve catches inside the 20. And we're now coming down to 2 minutes.
Good throw here.
Cardinals call a timeout with 2:04 left.
Good throw. Watch this right in the seam. Steve makes a good catch. Has to dive again, protecting the ball well. And right before the 2-minute warning, the Cardinals, with 2:04 left, call a timeout so that they'll get this play and then get the 2-minute warning to stop the clock again.
But they also will have 2 timeouts should they need them late in the game, not 3. There's no shortage of action on CBS Movies this week. Tuesday, a motorcycle wild man, an ex-trucker, and a gutsy gal take on a vicious gang of hijackers in the television premiere of Highballin', starring Peter Fonda and Jerry Reeve. Wednesday, share an adventure that will stir your heart. One of the most popular movies ever made, Billy Jack.
Jim Hart is now 17 of 32 for 180 yards.
Young ladies are really boogieing here as the game wears on.
Well, you got to keep warm.
I'm telling you.
.204, you see it right there, and they call a timeout because, well, they would have gone on down to the 2-minute warning. They wouldn't have been able to get another play off. They wanted to get this play, then get the 2-minute warning as another timeout for them.
The Cardinals scored first. Jim Bakken kicked a field goal in the first quarter. The Eagles came back. Jaworski threw to Charlie Smith for a touchdown in the second quarter. Eagles led 7-3. There was no more scoring until the fourth quarter, when Jaworski lofted a bomb to tight end Richard Osborne, 49-yard gainer out of bounds at the 6. 3 plays later, Montgomery takes it in from the 2, and that's how it stands now, 14-3 Eagles. The Cardinals are challenging again. Tilley lost the ball, and very nearly another Eagle interception.
That's right. The Cardinals have been down here twice. Give the Eagle defense a lot of credit. They've been out there a long time, and this is a 2-minute warning, but they've stopped themselves twice that they've been down here.
And we'll be back at Busch Stadium in a moment.
The best place a Firestone tire can be is bringing Getting together, you and me, with all the folks we want to see for the holidays. Firestones travel miles and miles to help bring a lot of smiles for the holidays. It's the biggest thing we do all year. Fill your loved ones' hearts with cheer. Makes the kids all shout, we're here for the holidays. What better job could a Firestone do than travel an hour a day or two and bring someone special back to you for the holidays?
At Firestone, we think one of the best places our tires can take you is home for the holidays.
We are back at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. 2 minutes left to play in the game. Cardinals challenging, Eagles leading 14-3. Tom Banks comes down over the ball at center. Dave Stieff, a very effective pass catcher, catching the 2 balls that have been thrown to him, is out wide to the left. Jim Hart's taking a look at him. He throws. The ball is caught. Running back Steve Jones gets it down to the 10, but he stays in bounds. Eagles get him there, and the clock runs. 1:48 and running, as you see. And the Cardinals go into formation without a huddle as Sonny Jurgensen is now left for the sidelines. He'll be talking with Dick Vermeil, time allowing. Jim Hart looks, fires, incomplete. Clock stops, 1:35 to play. And very importantly now for both teams, 4th down arises. 4th and a long 2. Jim Hart has been very effective throughout his career against the Eagles, as you saw an earlier graphic on the screen. Quarterback 18 games against St. Louis, against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Cardinals have won 15. 21 career touchdowns, 55%. But the Eagle defense has had a brilliant afternoon. They've given up yardage, but when the heat has been on, they have come up with a big play, stopping 3rd downs. Intercepting. Hart throws, end zone. Not in, but it's down to the 1, and it's a 1st and goal for the Cardinals with 1:26 to play. Ahmad Rashad has just caught a 5-yard touchdown pass from Fran Tarkenton. The Vikings and the Green Bay Packers are tied 10-10. Jim Hart rolling out, looks, touchdown, Pat Tilley. It caromed off Steve Jones, and sure-handed Pat Tilley found it right on his numbers. So the Cardinals are back in it, but is there time for them to come back? 1:09 left to play, and it's a 14-9 game. They need another touchdown. Roger Worley, an all-pro cornerback, set to hold. Jim Bakken, the second leading scorer in National Football League history, will try the point after he drills it. So we have a 14-10 game with 1:09 left to play. The Eagles will get it back now in the kickoff. That is the number that the Cardinals are faced with working against. 1:09, 69 seconds, all they have left. Of course, the Eagles will be looking to run the ball, run out the clock. The Cardinals, now you saw them call that timeout with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to play. I'd have to question the wisdom of that, since they get an automatic timeout with 2 minutes to play. The Cardinals can only stop the clock twice now. And Jaworski has done a superior job of running the clock. He'll use the full 30 seconds, and I would doubt the St. Louis Cardinals will see the football back again unless they succeed in an onside kick attempt. The Eagles deploy sure-handed people up front now. The blockers aren't in there. We have defensive backs, wide receivers, and tight ends, and they'll all be up looking for the onside kick by Steve Little. Final score from Kansas City. The Chiefs 23, the favored San Diego Chargers nothing. That touchdown pass, targeted to Rashad to tie the Viking-Green Bay game, came with 10 seconds left, so it looks like an OT at Green Bay. Dick Vermeil and Johnny Rowland look on. Little tries the onside kick. Who's got the ball? The Eagles have the ball at the 46-yard line of the Cardinals with 1:06 to play. One hasn't put anybody to sleep, has it? 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 46-yard line. The Cardinals with 2 timeouts remaining. 1 timeout, we're informed now, the Cardinals have remaining. So the Eagles can end this football game with these 4 downs. And I doubt very much if you'll see Mr. Jaworski handing off after what he saw happen to his counterpart Joe Pisarcik a week ago. He will take the ball and he will fall down. It's a little shaky even doing that. But Jaworski has played a superior football game. Every dimension of his quarterbacking today, his throwing, his play calling. He has really played a fine football game. The whole Eagle team has. Might be their best game of the season as they extend their record to 8-5. The clock is running. Jaworski's thrown 25 times, 13 completions, 156 yards, a touchdown, and he's not been intercepted. The clock, as you see, down to 40. Jaworski will take the snap once again. Now the Cardinals signal for and are allotted their final timeout with 35 seconds to play. We'll be back at Busch Stadium with the conclusion in a moment.
I like pickles, but they don't like me.
Send your stomach some Digel.
I like pizza, but it doesn't like me.
Send your stomach some Digel.
Digel's special combination of antacid and anti-gas ingredients gives you fast, gentle relief from acid indigestion, heartburn, and gas in just minutes.
I like hot dogs, but they don't like me.
Send your stomach some Digel.
How do you see me? Oh, it must be from upstairs or something.
Back to live action, Busch Stadium in St. Louis. 35 seconds left to play in the game. Eagles 14, Cardinals 10. Jaworski ready to take the snap and fall on the... Cardinal left early, and good thing for the Eagles because the ball popped free. Yeah, you don't know about these things. We had Pisarcik bumble a handoff when the Giants were running out the clock. That was the second time I broadcast a game this season where a team was running out the clock and lost the game. The opener, Washington at New England. Somebody said to me, Sonny, maybe I'm the problem.
Now, I tell you something. I'm sure that they learned their lesson last week about playing any games with that football and closing seconds like this. They're not intending to make the same mistake that the Giants did against them.
Sonny, in your long and storied career in the National Football League spanning 18 seasons, you've seen some bizarre endings, have been part of them. It's not over till they shoot the gun, is it?
Excuse me, Don, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, we'll wait for this last play now at 34 seconds left to go. Ron Jaworski, 3rd down, takes the snap, goes down quickly that time. Imagine what's going through the minds of these Philadelphia Eagles after they were beaten last week and all of a sudden had a game. When the quarterback is down behind the line of scrimmage, the clock stops. Now we're in the last 2 minutes of the game, so they stopped the clock when Jaworski went down behind the line of scrimmage, started up again, and the game will run out.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do now, Don. The clock didn't start winding down. The official didn't wind it till after the 30-second clock was past the 30-second limit, so they don't even have to snap the ball here.
Final play. So the Eagles come out the victor in a very, very important win for the Philadelphia Eagle franchise. That's the end of the game, the final score. Eagles 14, Cardinals 10. We'll be back at Busch Stadium in just a moment.
This is one of the most advanced motor cars ever built, and it's equipped with one of the most advanced car stereos ever built. It's by Craig. Who else? A power play cassette system, AM/FM road-rated receiver with digital station readout that becomes an electronic digital clock when the radio is off. And it's designed to fit virtually anything you could drive. The DeLorean sports car is not available yet, but the Craig stereo is. Just see your Craig dealer. Who else?
Introducing a whole new breed of Mustang. the all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance from options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. Mustang for 79, the new breed in 2-door and 3-door models. Capture one at your Ford dealer now.
Don, I have a very happy Philadelphia Eagle coach Dick Vermeil. Coach, still winning, huh?
We're still winning, and it's a hard way, but we're still winning. We're a battling group of football players. We played good defense, and we didn't turn the ball over, and we were fortunate we came out on the plus side of that and got enough points to win.
I think the defense really did a yeoman's job today. They were out there a long time. Every time the Cardinals got down in there close, they seemed to turn them back.
They came up with a big play. Berge comes up with an interception and these kind of things, and that's how we've been playing defense all year. And it's a credit to Marion Campbell and the defensive staff and to those guys that play it.
How about this pass to Richard Osborne? You hadn't seen a lot of Osborne. All of a sudden, he comes out, the long pass, and it was a big game breaker.
You know, Sonny, it's one of those plays, and you'll remember this in your career, that you only use once in a while, but it's 2 for 2 on a big play. It scored against the Giants a year ago, the first time we ran it. You set them up with a wing set, and they're playing the run, and all of a sudden you hit it, and Ron threw it awfully well.
How did you come out of the thing injury-wise, Coach?
I think we're fine. Wilbert Montgomery went out with cramps one time, and then he had a helmet on the ankle that stung him a little bit, but we'll be healthier next week, I think.
Congratulations again. We'll see you in Minnesota. It's going to be cold, but we'll be with you. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Right, goodbye.
Don, back to you in the booth.
Thank you, Sonny. The final number up at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. The Eagles prevailing over the St. Louis Cardinals 14-10. Now for Sonny Jurgensen, this is Don Criqui. The preceding this game was a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is CBS.
Hello, I'm Cliff Robertson. Today, the CBS Festival of the Lively Arts for Young People is celebrating the coming United Nations International Year of the Child. We've joined these children here in San Jose, California, for a festival of outstanding young performers from all over the world. Come join us as we begin a special day in the Year of the Child.
The CBS Festival of Lively Arts for Young People is proud to present a special day in the Year of the Child, hosted by Cliff Robertson, featuring the children of San Jose and their guests, the American Samoan Arts Council Choir, the taiko drummers representing Japan, the National Dance Company of Korea, the Congolese Dance Group, the Children's Yakshagana Group from India, the Maoris from New Zealand, Balinese Dance from Indonesia, and the American Indian Dance Group from San Jose, California. You haven't seen anything yet.
This special program sponsored by Kenner.
It's Kenner's Stretch Monster.
Look out, Stretch Armstrong! Stretch Monster's got you! Break loose! This will stop Stretch Monster! No, it won't! He's training himself! We'll meet again, Shorty!
Stretch Monster from Kenner. Stretch Armstrong sold separately.
Demolition derby gets rougher every mile. Knock themselves to pieces, rock 'em, sock 'em style. SSP, smash up derby. Junk jammers have a thing. A smash and free for all, hit 'em on the wing. It's Junker versus Clunker, crack up for sure. Now they go all to pieces, but they come right back for more.
SSP Smash Up Derby, Junk Jammers by Kenner, comes with everything you see here.
Sugar Bear here, trucking on in with crisp and tasty Super Sugar Crisp. But we're out of luck because my truck got stuck. Help!
Sugar Bear can't get through. Let's save our bear. Go Sugar Bear! Yeah!
I'm lucky. Millions of kids love crisp and tasty post-Super Sugar Crisp cereal. It's part of a good breakfast.
Keep on trucking, Sugar Bear.
With my crisp and tasty cereal.
Yay, Sugar Bear, all right!
Spaceship Honeycomb.
Big lion people, we've got a cereal bigger than yours.
Impossible, Earthling. This is our cereal.
And this is Honeycomb.
Ah, Honeycomb is big.
And post-Honeycomb cereal's part of a balanced breakfast. It's a bird. It's a plane.
It's Superman. They're 3D posters from Honeycomb. You put them together.
Superman looks like he's flying out of the wall. Now he's leaping over a tall building.